Hello, everybody. Welcome to not Markiplier, but part 35 of Fallen Meteor Mayhem on Mandril something something. I should probably start a stream so my players can see what's going on. Last we left off, we dealt with quite a few logistics. We restructured the military. We talked about manufacturing equipment. Some scouts were sent out to scout a tunnel with the Nilbog and ran into a naiad. Vesper and Thorn shot guns, and the druids went out and tried to do druid things with Bloppletup, and they all would have died except he did 1 billion necrotic damage to a wispy ghost creature of the wind. And so,
all projectile weapons have a string. Bows, crossbows, you got to pull back the string, and then they go. Where's the string?
And Vesper doesn't understand how guns work to this day. We left off on Wednesday, July 28th. We're going to pick up on Saturday morning, ? A few days have passed. Some progress has been made. Some men have been identified as being proficient with rifles. Some progress has been made on the forge. The sorcerers of Mayhem, some of them are able to cast the spell Heat Metal to allow the smith to repair and craft weapons. It has been quite effective. And we go from there. Now, a fun thing happens from this point. And I think we're going to go, since there's just 4 of us this time, everybody has their mainline character except poor Nick. So we have Malachi, Bloppletup, Vesper, and Detroit. And that is our crew. Here's what's going on. There's a storm. It's pouring rain. It is torrential.
How bad is it for the tents?
Well, Mr. Malachi, you just woke up. Is that your first thought?
Wait, I just woke up, so is this like 6 a.m.?
Hopefully. You may not have gotten a long rest otherwise. It is still dark outside. Although you can't tell if that's necessarily because it's nighttime or it's just extremely stormy.
Okay. Can I, what do I see if I look outside?
Looking outside the window, you see the wheat being thrown about by a torrential wind. These guys probably aren't here anymore. It is absolutely monstrous. The rain comes down in sheets. This is the most violent storm you may have ever witnessed.
Okay. This is the elements, I guess. And I don't have access to an upstairs or anything. We just have that.
Nope.
Okay, gotcha. Well, okay. I'm just. Are we assuming that everybody who I see just out chilling in the grass is in a tent?
They're not out there. I am actively updating things from last time. You do not see anyone in your immediate view.
That's what I was saying. Okay, no worries. I just clarified. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Well, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go check it out.
All right. Leading through the front doors, before you get to the front doors, Rain is awake and says, Mr. Malachi, do you want me to come with you?
Sure. Have you got, some way to... I hope this doesn't seem insensitive. Do you like getting into the rain?
No, I despise it.
Alright, you know what? I'm dreadfully sorry. I'll see if I can help us both out. Do you mind just getting, unfortunately, close to me?
Step closer.
Unfortunately.
Not that. I just mean it's just uncomfortably close. I'm going to attempt to, as we walk, shape water just to keep us kind of dry.
Okay. All right. As you go out the front doors, 2 stoic guardians, unmoving, greet you. It seems that Dr. Beatrice is completely undisturbed. But exiting and assuming heading towards the tents, you create a protective bowl around you as water mysteriously curves off of it.
I imagine he's just playing like Osu, trying to deflect every single raindrop.
Yeah. All right. Now, let's pick up as to what he sees. Obviously, the tents are still not to scale. Bloppletup, you've been sleeping in the tent, right?
Sure.
Would you have wanted to sleep with your fellow medics/clerics?
Yeah, wherever's fine.
All right. I'm putting you with Evan Higgins, a medic who is very knowledgeable but has no magic powers, and Zephyr. Your tent is gone. You were
Oh, good.
exposed to the elements. For the past 20 minutes, you have been, well, maybe not 20, 5 to 10 minutes, you have been scrambling. It hasn't been
And I'm
a pleasant
thriving.
evening. You're probably not having any problems. In fact, make a religion check.
Religion.
Yeah,
I gave him 2 right hands. Where's the GM's left hand?
19.
19. You feel in tune and powered up. This rain, while it is not of the sea, does in fact fill you with hope. The smells, the waters, all of it is very much pleasant to you. And so, you're unperturbed. However, your tent is gone, and many men are scrambling as things are terrible. The wind has been extremely strong. What do you want to do, Bloppletup? Everybody all around you's struggling.
Do I
Wait,
see
so
my tent?
Huh?
Do I see the tent anywhere?
It's gone. There's no, like, it's gone. Like like you still have some of the braces, in fact, but the actual cloth has flown far and away. What is left is a bunch of scrambling soldiers, some of which were even being whisked away by the wind itself. Large puddles have formed and everything is deep and muddy. It's extremely difficult to move. Those who aren't sunken deep into the mud are being tossed around like paper in the wind. That's all you have to say? Your fellow man is suffering.
and
I'll
this
go
is
help,
on,
like, pick stuff up if I see anything to pick up.
Like people?
Whatever's happening.
Whatever's happening? Great.
wait, so this is on every tent, or is it just a few tents are missing?
Several tents are missing.
my
Some
tent
are
holding up?
intact. Vesper, where even are you? Grab you. I don't know. Let's find out if your tent's been destroyed or not. I'm gonna make your tent do a strength saving throw.
Also, like, question: Are they like awake before the tent flies, or do they like wake up because water's falling on them?
I imagine either is possible. The storm, not that you were awake, this is all very disorienting for you, but the storm started very recently, or at the very least, it's picked up in severity very recently. So while some of the men in the tents were awake, Vesper probably maybe was, they're definitely awake by the time their tent blows off. And Vesper, your tent is in fact gone. It flew into another tent and stopped there. You were able to secure it, but you're not going to be able to just put it back together in this weather. It's extremely unlikely. What
Do I have
wanna
to make any saves against the wind because of my wings?
You probably should, yeah. Make a strength save.
Skinny bird bone's gonna get blown away by the wind.
Hollow bird, man.
Yeah. I gotta pull up D&D Beyond 1 sec. 7.
Yeah, Hollow Bird Man is picked up by the wind.
Right?
It's extremely difficult for you to control as you are blasted up into the air. It's also extremely difficult to see due to the dark and just the consistent downpour. Outside of that, you're not getting completely tossed away. In flight, you're in a little bit more control, but you're really fighting being swept up by this, and you see several other men struggling as well, laying low to the ground in the mud, trying to pick up some of the pieces of their tents. It appears that the sorcerers of Mayhem have created a little force bubble and are all gathered inside with a few other odd members, but largely have been unable to stop the wind. Sage has created a wall of stone in some areas, or somebody cast something that raised a wall of stone up from the ground and has solidified some area for soldiers to stand behind as the wind blows strongly to the west. This is not a pretty sight. Detroit, I'm going to have your tent make a strength save. Your tent is holding up. You are currently bunkered down with the rest of your unit. Is there anything you'd like to do? Outside sounds like chaos.
Staying inside.
For real. Malachi, what do you want to do?
Can I go to where it looks like there are the most missing tents?
Yes. You take an area behind Vesper's tent where a number of tents all in a square have all been destroyed. Men are scrambling on the ground, stuck in the mud, and attempting to do something to get their stuff together.
Can you... It's going to take me 10 minutes to do this, but can you give me like a cube, 100 feet cube?
100 feet cube. I mean...
100 feet on the side. Will that cover...
No, none of this is to scale. That's the problem. But that's why at some point I'm going to draw a 2-scale map.
But if I'm going to take 10 minutes and I'm going to cast Private Sanctum.
Okay.
And that should be able to like keep some people safe on the inside.
Okay. In the process of you casting Private Sanctum, Sage comes over out of what appears to be... Actually, I don't know if he even can, because I'm pretty sure they just did, like, what is it, the impenetrable dome thing?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember what it's called.
Real selfish on their part. I'm going to have to talk to them.
Well, Sage is currently, from what you can see, arguing about that specifically. The problem is that Garfield is extremely weak physically, and so they need some way of
Why is
protecting him.
Garfield even out with them?
Because his tent is gone.
He's old. He should be sleeping inside.
He could sleep inside. Okay, here's what's going to happen. Their wall goes down. Sage goes to escort Garfield indoors. Osnek comes over and says, "Anything I can assist with?"
Oh, have you dropped your little impenetrable bob? Sorry, this isn't the time. I was about to cast Private Sanctum or something of the sort. Let's just create some sort of safe space for the others, please.
I can attempt to cast Control Weather, but it'll take me 10 minutes as well. And it may take any number of minutes after that to calm down.
I will do this while you do that. How about that?
Excellent. All right. Both of you need to make strength saves.
I have a question.
Yes.
I see my my sweet summer child FS.
Yes.
Am I able to try to teach him how to cast this while I do it?
It's gonna slow you
We try
down.
to teach them.
Private Sanctum.
Oh, I guess it's a 4th level
It's
spell.
kind of
you can't
outside
do
of his
that.
ability. And Osnek's like, no, it's not gonna work.
I just think everything's a learning opportunity. But you're
Yeah.
right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Come over here in this storm, and I'll teach you a spell.
All right.
That's how they taught me. Strength saving.
It is the equivalent of throwing
Yeah.
a child into the deep end of the pool.
Right.
Osnek did succeed his strength save. He's not being blown away. He's rooted in the mud.
Well, we ain't got no paladins, nobody around. Okay, cool.
No.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, cause it ain't gonna be good. And that is that.
What do we got?
We have a lagging computer.
Great.
That's a new spell.
Ooh,
That's
15.
15. All right. You were able to brace yourself in the wind, which is good because Meteor comes over if you weren't able to and says, "Malachi, everything okay? Everything very bad."
Yes, Meteor. Would you mind? Is Meteor looking like he's affected at all?
No, he's completely good. He's sinking deep into some mud, but other than that, he's
Meteor, I
good.
normally wouldn't ask this, but would you mind just give me a little hug?
Like this?
Yes, that's fine.
Does he rust that we know of?
Not that you've seen.
Oh, he's roasting on the inside.
No, it's just more so that you keep mending him. So there
Okay.
hasn't been a long period in which he's just been able to oxidize. But yeah,
Oxidize
is
that
he
boy.
hugging you to keep you from blowing away?
Yes, so if I have to make
Okay,
another
got
one, I can I'll be in a
Understand.
better
All right.
position.
You are able to prevent unnecessary strength saving throws. Rain attempts to buckle in and do the same thing for Osnick. Beta comes over and goes, "What's going on here?" And Osnick goes, "We're attempting to stop the storm." And Beta goes,
Well, while I'm trying to cast that spell, I don't know. Would you need a concentration check if I try to say something while trying to cast the spell, or no?
Is there a verbal component?
To
Private sanctum.
yes.
Yeah, you would have to.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I just won't say anything.
Okay. All right. Well, Beta is just gonna try to brace, make sure Osnek doesn't get knocked over. Ferris is running around. The Raven is flying around in a bit of what appears to be a panic. Poor Crunkmeyer. Who knows what happened to him? It's bad. It's not good. The wind hasn't died down. Some more of the tents have flown away. Most of the men at this point have buckled down and are hoping for the storm to pass. Malik picks up on what's going on and is attempting to intervene and make sure you're good to cast. Sage runs his way back and attempts to survey the land. It looks like some people, Blampletup, some people straight up have broken bones. Either hit by debris or something else, but there are people who are not doing well.
I'll go help him.
Say, you asshole! Some dude's got a broken arm and you're just like, dang. Anyway.
What do you want me to do? Fix it?
So
Do I see anything
Zephyr,
suspicious from up here? I know it's a weird thing, but it's
no,
I think
that's
it's what you're
fair.
doing.
Trying to identify a cause or something.
Yeah, if there's like an ominous glow on the horizon or something, that might be.
Nothing of the sort, but looking out upon the lake, there is a whirlpool brewing, and it seems that indeed water is coming out from the center of the lake, entering the sky, powering the clouds, and raining down fury upon you.
yeah, okay.
Now, before we point any fingers,
Yeah. Zephyr is gonna try and cast Gust of Wind where he can to kind of like push back
Okay, yep.
some of the like where it seems to be too heavy.
Okay. Essentially countering the heavy blasts of wind with his own neutralizing wind.
Yeah.
Okay. You're able to stabilize wind in a certain area, so at least people have a little bit of breath. Blabotop, you go around, I imagine, healing people of their wounds and such. Zephyr, I imagine, would do the same, as well as Evan, ensuring that everyone is safe. That's what I was going to pull up. I was going to pull up Sage's character sheet to see if I have any spells that are useful to this situation, because I don't know offhand. Let's find out. What do you got, Sage? Nope, he's probably just going to be running around healing people too. Yep, that's pretty much all
still
he
just
can
sitting
do.
there watching.
All he can do. He's helping now, officially.
Everyone else is struggling, and he's just like, "Damn."
All right.
I don't like it this way, actually.
Several minutes have passed. 10, at the end of which, Malachi, Private Sanctum has been created. A strong barrier appears. You said cube, right? So just 100 feet cube.
100 feet
All right.
cube, yeah.
That covers most of the camp. At this point now, wind is being stopped by a dark, foggy barrier along all sides of you, and Malik is directing men in the camp to enter the barrier. And thankfully, in a few more minutes, as things calm down and most of the men filter in to survey the damage, Osnick says, All right, done. And the weather doesn't change at all. He says, I think the spell worked. Don't worry. It just takes a few moments and things should start to clear up. All right.
Where is Soul?
Now that the wind is cleared up, I'm
Where
going to come
is
down
Sol?
and
Saul, as in Beta's brother?
Yes.
He's probably around here somewhere. I'll pull him out of the woodwork.
He's kind of sickly, so he's one of the people I think should go inside if they can.
He's doing a little bit better.
Okay.
It has been a few weeks. But, yeah, he's not great. But he's all right. He can move around fine. He's just not he's not as comedically strong.
To his eyes.
Has life returned to his eyes?
Has the light returned to his eyes?
I don't know about that one.
Then he's not well. Send him away.
Okay. Inside he goes. All right. Osnek says, well, it may take 20 or so minutes for the weather to clear, but it will clear. Unless, of course, there's some other malevolent force behind all of this. Vesper, you're able to regain control and see a safe 100-foot square, a dim, foggy barrier, which you imagine is some kind of magic.
yeah, well, I'll go in there.
All right, flying in there, the wind ceases.
Amulet is off.
It is stopped by the barrier, the amulet is off, and you're able to land, and all that's
And you
left
fly
is
back.
the ring.
Could you
And
imagine?
ruin everything.
Could you imagine? I took 10 minutes in the middle of a storm, and then you just shut it down.
That looks suspicious. Better turn it off.
Uh-huh.
It goes on back, sir, and then it's thrown 65 feet back into the air.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the. I guess there's probably a little huddle of them, all the important people at the
Yeah,
center, and I'm
pretty
gonna
much.
go.
Hey, everyone's
basically-
important, but we know who you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone's important, but actually no.
and basically just say there's a whirlpool feeding the storm from the lake over there. I don't know if that's a Feywild thing or if there's something more malicious going on here.
Malachi, you of course recall the reports of the Naiad. in
Yes,
the lake.
yes. When you say the lake, perhaps one or two of the people who had gone to the lake might be able to tell us if they observed anything or if anything happened. And as I'm saying this, I'm like wringing my clothes and all the water out of my
Yeah.
hair and everything.
Malik goes to fetch Detroit. Studo drags him out. Well, actually, he's really dragging the Nilbog. And Detroit, he's angrily commanding to come with him. You agree, Detroit?
Sure, I'll follow along.
Okay.
So it's kind of just like there's too much going on.
Yeah. You're dragged out of
Just
your
like-
tent, which held its ground to the very end over the past 10 minutes. You stayed buckled down with all of your men. But Malik comes and pulls you out specifically and says, you need to talk to Malachi. Come with me. And that's pretty much it. And he's already holding the Nilbog, like, by his neck. And the Nilbog is going,
Put me down. This is quite a frown. I'm no clown.
alright. Malik drags Nilbog to the
Festival
center.
creature.
Detroit comes along. Well, here are two of them. Figured you don't need to talk to the other goblin.
Oh, yes. So you all just recently patrolled the lake. Pardon my French. What the hell happened?
There was a
Wow.
lady. She was made of water. She got mad and said utter things that made us sad, I think. I don't remember. Blink.
Did you just say whatever? Okay. How exactly was she made mad?
Well,
Something about a
She's-
bird. That was the word.
she sees that we're allying with the Raven, that guy, and then
The Raven lands.
and she didn't like it. I didn't expect this, Your Honor.
No, this is clearly not your fault. I suppose I feel some sort of
Have him
responsibility for
executed.
this. No, now, blah, 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 later. Do I see the Raven come in to this area?
Yeah, he comes into the center, and some of the men on the fringes go like, "Oh," and make a path for him, and he emerges closer, sort of looming over one of the remaining surviving tents.
On a scale from like a regal lion to a wet cat, how's he holding up?
Do you remember what he looks like?
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Let me
Oh,
pull it up.
wait.
but like, how pathetic is he all wet?
He's not at all pathetic. I have to pull up the image of where is it? Apparently, it's
Hold
just
on.
not on Google.
Hold on, I may have wasted 10 minutes. I don't know if Private Sanctum prevents, like, physical stuff.
Yeah.
It
Buddy,
says the area is magically secure.
All right, don't bring it up next time. We'll just ignore what you said this time. It stops rain. It's fine.
Maybe the rain is magical.
It isn't stopping the rain.
Nah.
The thing is, this is magical, in a sense. But
Well, that was a waste of my,
learn your spells better, I guess. I just read about that spell today, by the way. And I was like, I don't think it did that, but I'll trust my player here.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're also soaked. I could also make a wall of fire.
You could make a wall of fire. That is something you could do. Why would you do that? I don't know. Can you do it? Yeah. Anyway, I need to find what the raven looks like. I've been distracted.
Wait, that was one of the spells I wanted to learn. Magic Mansion.
Yeah, that was the other one I was gonna cast, but I figured it would be easier for Osnek to just cast the weather thingy, but he can do that one.
Okay, well, we're protected magically. Sorry, guys.
Why is it so impossible to find spells?
All right,
in
have
this
him executed.
Malachi is now dead.
Yeah, last 24 hours. New thing. One entrance. Yeah, this one only takes a minute. Yeah, I got this. I can do this. I can make a big old. I can make a mansion. Now, hold on, now I gotta. Why did they like remove it?
what?
The primordial raven. It's gone. Like it doesn't exist anymore.
Is it legacy content? Do you have to check a box?
I don't know. It's not even coming up in the general search, which wouldn't exclude legacy content. Unless I'm not remembering what it's called properly, I'll probably, you know what I gotta do? I gotta open the actual Google document called Feywild Map. Because that has his stat block, I think. No, it doesn't. You're kidding me. Bro, I just want to find the art. Maybe I could just look up Believing. Sort by monsters. I also don't remember if it was originally called a crow, and I just went, no, raven.
I think it was a
I'm
crow.
pretty sure it was, and I switched it to a raven. It's called
Yeah.
a deep crow. That's what I modeled it after.
When I said crow, you were like, "Nah, nah, nah."
Yeah, because I changed it. But its stat block is based on a crow. This is what it is. This is it, right here. This thing.
Oh god, that's at our camp?
Yes! I did tell you.
Yeah,
He looks
you did.
crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's basically what I've. It's slightly different, but in what
Yeah.
I've envisioned.
Yeah. I don't imagine him having the creepy mandible beak, but I absolutely imagine he has 4 legs with claws and wings on his back, like a hippogriff. but freaky,
For
horrible
some
raven
reason,
head and glowing orange
I've
eyes.
been imagining him with 6 legs, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
I imagined him with multiple eyes.
He's got 4 eyes,
So I
yes.
I guess that is right. Okay.
I mean, everybody kind of got a piece of the puzzle, is what it sounds like. But
He speaks like SpongeBob.
anyway, another minute passes. Osnick burns another spell to create a magnificent mansion, creates a door right next to Malachi, and says, "Well, this will keep us safe." And
Yeah, it's
that's
a mad
what the-
dash inside, I imagine.
Oh yeah, pretty much everyone filters in. He said, "I didn't know what we should put inside, so I just made one big ballroom."
Did you include food?
Well, hold up, can I do that?
Yes.
Does it?
Pretty sure I can do that.
Whoa.
There are butlers inside.
There are butlers inside, and I can make a dining hall. So he makes a giant ballroom, the edges of which are large banquet tables, and the corners of the room all have servants inside. Is
I'll
that
take a
correct?
few minutes to cast sending to the ones on the inside of the farm and be like, we're having dinner if you wanna, well, breakfast if you wanna brave the storm. Wait, they're sick. No, let them stay there. They're fine.
Okay. Alright. In which case, you begin to usher the entirety of your camp into this mansion. Alright, I guess I need to make this now.
Are some of the pores like really like in awe?
Probably. Did you say some of the pores?
I was also gonna mention that. It's like you can't call them the boars.
I mean, technically, you can.
Well, we'll have a mutiny.
Okay.
I mean, not to their face, obviously, but every now and then, like I have to remember Malachi's upbringing.
How big can I make this? Extra dimensional dwelling. Magnificent foyer, numerous chambers. Any floor plan you like, can't exceed 50 cubes. Great. Got it. Alright, here we go. Osnick takes a minute planning as good of a floor plan as he can. So here's what's going to happen. Our entrance is going to be... Oh my gosh. Our entrance is going to be right here. What does it say? Entrance shimmers is 5 feet wide and 10 feet tall. Great. Here's our entrance. We're going to start with a nice big room. And you know, I think we're going to immediately go ballroom. So this is 7 by 4. That's 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 48. That's it? That's all I get? No way.
Yeah, but it can go up, I think.
50 cubes, each cube being 10 feet on each side. Okay. Well, then hold on. I can make this real big. Alright. I got it. I understand how this works now. Let me
Why
cook.
would they phrase it like that?
I don't know. It's the weirdest thing I've ever read. Alright, but here's what I'm going to do. Boom, boom, boom. This is how we're going to count. Alright, how many cubes is that? That's 3 by 7, right? So, oops. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. What do we got? 4, 7. Alright, so that's 28. So that's good. And then we're going to have 29, 30. There's going to be a little doorway. Oops. I'm going to make this picker. Yep. And then I said that's 28. We'll make this just a 10-foot wide thing for ease. And then that's 29, 30. Can do this. Probably. I'm pretty sure this is all allowed. Massive, massive ballroom. That is 28 plus 15 plus 1. So that's that. How many do I got left? I got 6 cubes left. In which case, screw it. On either side, I
Make sure
will
that
add...
the bathroom.
Bathroom? No, that's a waste of space. What I'm doing is adding
All these
dormitory.
guys eating like the latrine.
Huh? Oh, I mean, I guess there isn't. Okay, fine, I'll add a bathroom. Gosh.
Hey, if he didn't ask, I was gonna. I mean,
Gosh, you know what it's like for the poor is like
Boom.
really.
Alright, boom. Here's the deal. We have escaped the rain. We are now in a mansion provided by Osnek. In the first room, this is your elaborate dining hall in which there are servants and, of course, massive tables lining either side of the room. 4 massive tables. We'll probably just do like 6 massive tables, which this is probably enough. If each one of these is 5 feet, how many seats are going to be across here? It's really going to be 1. You can put 2 seats in a 5-foot square comfortably. So 2, 4, 6. Well, actually, this is going to be 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 40, 60. So there's 120 seats in this banquet hall. So that's not exactly enough for everybody. How much food can I put in here to serve a 9-course banquet for up to 100 people? Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do.
So there's enough for everybody to get 1 course.
There's enough for people to get some
2.
courses, and there's enough seating for about a third of your army to be in here at one time, all seated down. The other half can filter in the study, and then there are dormitories with beds packed on either side. Osnek attempted to get as many beds in that room as he could. I don't think there's a bed for everyone, but it's not a bad start.
I'm quickly doing damage control.
Yep.
Don't worry, we will be taking care of this storm quickly. File in as swiftly as possible. Some of you will have food now. The rest of you can head to dormitories. Also, please do not expect this every day. This is a special circumstance. These are not our new living conditions. I must stress that that is not what's happening here. But enjoy it. Enjoy it today, friends. Enjoy it today. And then I proceed to go wring out all of my clothes.
Yeah. All right, so a bunch of people file in back in the study where there are 2 fireplaces on either side and a number of seats for individuals to stay. They can dry themselves off by the fire. All of the sorcerers of Mayhem have gathered in the back in their own little section of the study in between the 2 fireplaces, which I will indicate as roaring flames here. And there we go. A bunch of men file in, some sit down. The servants ensure that they are well attended to. This is extremely weird. I can't believe spells like this just exist for people that are magic powers bullcrap. It's just insane. Like, you guys can just do this. But you know what?
But eventually, a fighter can attack like 4 times.
Yeah, fighters can attack 4 times, guys. Think about it.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but Inquisitive Rogue can do this little fancy little technique that works sometimes.
Yeah. Osnek's robot dog. Yeah, okay. All right. Pretty much everybody's in. There's
Rogue can move if you end within 5 feet. Check it out.
All right. Well, that was an adventure. Welcome to Wednesday morning. Yeah. Now you get to eat breakfast. You're in an 18th century library and it's raining outside. That sounds great, but I can't use you. You're not Michael Gelfie. I've used this one before. This will work.
Is my wife around?
Yeah, she's here. I'll have her filter in.
Well, I mean, she can just go eat or whatever.
Okay. Yeah,
I shouldn't because
she's around. Just making sure people are right. Just catching up with Robin and the other druids. We're okay. Your soldiers are spreading out. I'm sure Malik has Umbra. He'll drop off to you at his earliest convenience, which is as soon as possible.
I'm probably so upset about being wet.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's quite the party in here. You see some people you haven't seen before. You see Cranch filter in. Vesper, some of your men that were working on rifles are filtering in, making sure that everyone's accounted for. Your clerics have made sure that no one has sustained any long-term serious injuries, but people are muddy and wet and not super happy It's thankfully not cold in here, but this is obviously not how anyone imagined starting their Wednesday morning.
Now, while I did tell everyone like not to get used to this, I'm also asking Osnick and Stewart and so. So
Yeah.
let's assume one of you is able to cast this once a day,
Yes.
and make the door just outside the front door of this one. Could we potentially just jump back and forth between mansions?
Well, yes, you just want to leave a gap to ensure you're not stuck in these pocket dimensions betwixt them. But that is
Right,
very
right.
doable, yes.
Okay. I think that could potentially be part of our solution up until we've dealt with this issue. I don't know how long it will take, and I would rather not have a flooded out camp.
It is quite expensive for this, at least in the terms of my ability to cast it. With some practice, I can get down a routine, or in fact, if we want to keep the men entertained, I can change up the setting. But yes, it's not an easy spell to cast.
Well, yes, but it does last for. This will last us for the day, correct?
Yes, but of course, I don't gain the ability to cast other spells such as teleport until another day. And if I cast this, I cannot cast teleport outside of using other expensive. You're familiar with spell levels. I'm sure it's been a while, but yes. Essentially, this is a 7th level spell. And
It was one of the first things you taught me. I understand.
I know, but we never got up to 7th level. I only recently, within the past 30 years or so, acquired such knowledge of 9th level spells. I can go up to 8, meaning I can cast this and one teleport or plane shift, which of course have been invaluable for traversing the Feywild. So
Yes.
I must be very careful with my resources. Gareth, of course, I imagine could cast the same thing, but his mind isn't quite where it used to be. So conjuring up a mansion of this kind is a little more difficult than, say, having him teleport us somewhere.
Yes, this is fair. On the subject of teleporting. I have just a little pet project. Would I have already had them start doing that in the last couple days?
You guys have probably talked about it.
Okay.
And he picks up where you left off and says, yes, on that note, assuming this situation gets resolved or we have some peace and quiet to study, it may be worth it to attempt to show you. But so far as I understand in what I've seen and what we've discussed, to be honest, Malachi, I think it's outside of your reach. Now, this is the Feywild, so anything is possible in a magical sense, but the strongest thing I've seen you conjure up was, well, this sanctum, for one, which would equate to about a 4th level in terms of power scaling.
Yes.
This is 3 tiers out of your touch. And keep in mind, it's exponentially less likely wizards will reach the next tier compared to the last. That's something I don't believe we ever got to discuss. It was never relevant for you. You were a fast learner. But Gareth taught it to me. As a principal in wizardry, I'm not so sure about sorcery, since we of course learn slightly differently. But with wizards, almost any apprentice can learn cantrips. Most 1st level, many 2nd, few 3rd, nigh experts 4th, geniuses 5th, men who think themselves gods 6th, and even then 7th, which is when one can truly do marvels such as this. And only recently have I been able to even theorize about 8th. 9th is essentially reserved for the gods or anyone immediately below. I think Gareth may have been at that point, maybe in his prime, but I'm not so sure he's there as consistently now. So, that being said, I have found it easier to cast here than anywhere in the material plane. Things come fluidly, and Gareth has been much more of sound mind here than elsewhere, which is, I suppose, not surprising. FS, I imagine you're also here for this conversation. Malik is probably not.
All right.
Because this is like a little Sorcerers of Mayhem tribunal. FS, you've been recruited to a magic school with these guys and have been learning under them the past few days. And your understanding of how spells and magic as a larger system works has already grown a lot.
All right.
Are there rafters in here?
Yeah, I imagine.
I'm in them.
So, okay, that's fair. It's kind of difficult because it's basically on Osnek to decide what everything in the mansion is like. So the minute that it takes to cast it is literally him visualizing and planning out the space and making sure everything's set up. Even to the artificial windows he has on the side. There aren't rafters per se, but there are large central arches that span across the room vertically.
Ooh,
Um,
question:
mhm.
Could it look like the school where like he used to teach?
Sure, it's very reminiscent.
Yeah. Okay.
A tiled floor of light and darker limestone or sandstone of some kind. The tiles are not intricate, they're fairly simple, but they are large. The space is broken up by dark red couches and furniture. The studies are extremely cozy. Unfortunately, they've already gotten a little bit muddy and wet with all of the men pouring in and immediately setting up shop. There's quite a bit of grumbling, but overall most people seem contented and bewildered with this as a solution. It's a mixture of people being annoyed and then looking around fascinated as if they've never seen anything like this in their lives.
Are those the pores?
Yeah, the pores, as you would call them.
Got it.
Remind me to get you a PR agent as soon as you're king again.
Yeah. Oh, in this dark gray room, it is a bathroom that stems off of the hall connecting the study with the ballroom/foyer. So, there you go. So
What's
everybody's
the book selection like? Is it?
for now.
Are they like real books, or are they like you open them
there,
up?
there are no books. It's a study in name only, in that it looks like a study. It's primarily designed to house as many people as possible with lots and lots of seating, and 2 massive roaring fireplaces in the back.
All the books are fake.
There are no books. There are no shelves.
Well, I was just like earlier you said library, and I was wondering if
Okay.
like how that would work, because like would he have to remember the contents of every book?
Oh yeah,
Every book is the same.
Can't do that. Can't.
They
do
all
that.
have different titles, but you open it up and it's same book.
It has a library
It's just his diary.
Yeah.
It's Hungry Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, that's better. Mhm.
Yeah. The servants, it says I'm allowed to determine what they look like. I imagine they're all just in black tuxedos with black bow ties and white undershirts. And
You would imagine that.
I imagine their faces are about as plain as one could muster, all looking identical with a clean, swept back, short black hair, fairly medium skin tone, like not pale but not dark, about as neutral as you could be, essentially designed to look as unoffensive, boring, and bland as possible.
You've learned from Perry P. Winifred.
What does that mean?
Or nothing.
No, I literally don't. That wasn't Osnag. I was like, I don't know what that means.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes.
But at the very least, I don't know if it says how many servants I can have.
I
That's the
don't
only
think
thing
it
I haven't
says
read.
the servants have to be human either. You could get weird with it.
He didn't want to get weird with it. Literally, his goal was, how can I make this as quickly and easily as possible? So he's not like making the servants look creative.
Okay, well when he has some more time next time.
Yeah, he can
you
think
know.
about it more next time. That's funny. Can go anywhere in the mansion, but can't leave it. How many servants? No limit on the number of servants? A staff of 100 near transparent servants attends all who enter. Oh, everyone is being coddled by these guys. So they're like, oh, may I have your coat? That's very good. Dusting, sweeping, drying off. Like little spectral, bland ghost men with generic British accents. Wow. This bell is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So within 5 feet, I get to move half my movement speed away, and it's
Yeah,
I get to do that once a turn.
you do
I
get to
get
do
to
that one.
tell if a guy has more health than me or less health than me if I observe him for a minute.
I look at him really hard. I can tell
Wizards.
it. It's not a number, right? It's just
Barbarians.
It's just more
I
or
die
less.
less good.
I die less good.
But now it's even funnier. Then it's like I can make entire mansions with my mind. I can cast bolts that destroy mountains. You walk up to me though, you punch me, it hurts real bad. I might die.
I might
I might die. I might die real quick.
My goodness. Wow. Well, this has been an interesting morning.
Yeah, what are
Okay.
we all getting like foot massages and like back rubs? Like, that's what I'm saying.
Definitely am.
Yeah.
If there's 100 people, I better be head and foot.
All
I've
right.
specifically requested 2.
Well, after a little bit
As
of
soon as
time,
one ended, it was another one.
Malik comes up to all the ornate chairs that the Sorcerers of Mayhem are lounging in their study, with the Sorcerers of Mayhem emblem on the square on the ground in front of them. Malik says, "So, let me ask, why have we not done this earlier?"
No, this is. Listen, I know. I know what we were used to as children. Did you know that not many of these people have ever been in a building like this?
I do know that, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you see, we don't want to give them unrealistic expectations. This is also a magical resource.
I was wondering about that. How much exactly did it cost us to get this up?
Well, it costs specifically a 7th level spell slot, of which metaphorically I have no more of. And that is one of the most powerful things I can do, and it is also what I need to teleport and literally shift between dimensions.
Yes, which is fine. It's just protecting our army is of utmost importance. I don't think we can really put a cost to that. What it means is we must therefore deal with the cause of this storm as quickly as possible.
Well, the good news is, if my spell is working, in 15 minutes or less, things should be all cleared up. So all we have to do is sit back and wait.
Interesting.
All right. Malik just looks at Malachi like he's just a little confused. It's out of his element. He's just gonna leave it, and he's gonna walk away.
I'll just put my hand on his shoulder and give him like a reassuring, like squeeze on the shoulder, like it's all right, brother. We've got things well in hand, you and I. What you can do in the meantime is just you know how Mother would always make sure that we took our shoes off before we went on to. Could you? No, it's fine. No, that's no big deal. It's all right. But what you can do is reassure the men. Just keep their spirits up in the meantime while we've tried to. And we'll talk some strategy in a little while.
Well, the good news is Arameath and Paige are already on it. They've been singing in the banquet hall since like everyone started filtering in.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Not bad on that front. So, some of the people were more irritated, and then they started eating the food, and then everything calmed down. And after the first rotation, everybody's raving. A new group of people
They were just angry.
filter into the study. I think these are your 3 guys that you've been schooling, by the way. Dewey Lazarus and Edward Both. They're in the magic school.
Magic?
Yes. Edward is the one that frequently knows a lot of stuff, but is not socially aware in any way, shape, or form. And I have notes on the other one.
What race was he again?
He's just a human. He's an oldish guy. He's balding, gray hair, beady blue eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
Dewey Moss is a dwarf that was the failed wizard's apprentice, and Lazarus is a gaunt, silver-haired half-elf who's a sorcerer.
Well, I'll say that the private sanctum still stands around the magnificent mansion, just on the other plane.
Yeah.
because
Which
that
is actually pretty good because it keeps it very safe. So not
Yeah.
wasted.
keeps us from also being spied upon by magical means.
Yep.
I think we should probably actually maybe just talk to the, what do you call her, a nymph, a naiad?
Naiad. Oh, Jiraiya comes up. Naiad. Hello, darling.
Oh,
I hope I'm not intruding.
Yes, we should take a small. No, you're not intruding. We should just take a small group of us and see if we can placate the naiad.
I think I agree. She seems violent, if this is her doing.
Yes, you said the crow is in here.
The crow isn't in the mansion, though. He could be.
He's
Well,
just out
good.
there in the rain.
The raven. He's not going to invite himself in.
The door just breaks as he forces himself
Yeah,
in.
like, he's also pretty big.
Well, he can't fit inside.
I think the doorway, it's this normal-sized doorway. Entrance shimmers faintly and is 5 feet wide and 10 feet tall. So I
He
guess
could
I could say
fit,
there's
but he
two
breaks it on
inner doors.
purpose.
How big is he? Where is my special boy, Deep Crow? Size. Large monstrosity. It's pushing it. He might just fly back to his crags and huddle up for a day or so.
Talk to him. All right. Well.
So
Well, in the
if
meantime-
we're going to placate the Naiad, who exactly should we take along with us?
Hey, does Bloppletub seem extra radiant today?
Probably. The rain has probably made him in great shape.
Yeah, let's. He should come along.
All right. Anyone else?
And-
What about
and,
that bird, Vesper?
Yes, but Detroit definitely knows specifically where we're going. So
That's true. If we take him, we don't need to take the little goblin fellow.
that's the plan.
Yes. Very good. Excellent. All right. In which case, some time passes. 15 or so minutes. Second round of people have now begun to get their food. Things are quite calm in here, compared to, of course, what they were outside. Orion makes his way back to the study for the first time. Vesper, you're still chilling in the rafters?
Yeah, if they can't find me, I will join them if they go to leave.
Okay. I imagine Orion is probably gonna talk to Dryas, start assembling people. Probably go get Detroit and then start looking for Vesper. And Orion's immediately gonna look up and probably see you because he knows that's what you would be doing. And I just points at you and summons you down. What's up, John?
Is he drying his feathers?
Maybe. Is he?
Sure.
Birds
Yeah.
fly in the rain.
Yeah. Alright. Orion walks over to Detroit and says,
Be
I
like 3
believe-
times his size.
No. Orion walks over to Detroit
All
and says,
puffed up.
when you're finished, Detroit, I think you're wanted to head back to the lake if
There's
you're
like-
not opposed.
There's like turkey grease all over his face.
Not that I think you have a choice. Are you listening to me? What are you looking at? Detroit,
Hole?
did you hear a word I said?
Turkey.
I said when you're
We
finished.
haven't eaten this good in weeks.
I'm aware. When you're finished, I haven't eaten well in months. If you, anyway, what was I saying?
Had him a turkey leg.
I lost my train of thought. Yes, Malachi would like to see you. You're going back to the lake.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry. Where's Vesper? Oh, of course.
it's warm and turkey in here.
He just walks away. He points up to Vesper and summons him down.
You flying down? You see Orion trying to
Oh,
signal you?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I probably see everything.
You probably do see everything. It is your character's
He hears
design.
everything. Let me tell you.
He sees and hears everything.
Big fart.
Hello, Vesper, old boy. How's it going?
It's alright. I'm a bit cold,
I
but
feel quite
it
the
was-
same. There is a set of fireplaces in the back there. I've yet to head there. The sorcerers have gathered. Malachi wants to head over to the lake because, as obviously you saw, I tried to get a look at it myself, but I didn't get quite the vantage point. This is likely the Naiad, in which case we're going to attempt to placate her, I believe is the word that Malachi used. So, it would be useful for you to attend, if only to survey the area and ensure there's no other threats.
of course.
I'm not sure if I'm invited, and even if I am, I'm not so sure I'm interested. I think I would much rather stay in here. This is much more to my liking.
Did you have to get invited in, or is that a myth?
First of all, you hush up about that. Second of all,
What's your
those rules don't exactly apply to me. Not because they're a myth, they're very much true, actually. But I'm not a full, you know. I'll explain it to you later. It's really
A
very
vampire.
Shut up! No such thing. I'm not a it's a dampier. It's very different. Yeah, Orion leaves me. Says that a dampier is very different. And I've explained to you. I don't suck on blood. It's a psychic thing. That's why I haven't been able to eat anything. Everything here is bloody stupid. I
An
don't
energy
want to destroy
vampire.
men. Anyways, I seem to have lost
He
my.
told me to
beat.
hush up, and then he started mumbling
Well,
to
he's-
himself.
Yeah, he's whispering it to you.
Well, he's got to make sure he corrects you.
Yeah, he
Okay,
really
all
wanted you to say it all loudly. He knows nobody else has as good of hearing as you, and everyone's stuffing their face. But he says,
Turkey.
anyway, good talk. We'll catch up again.
There's just a Wendy's 4 for $4 menu, like menu item. It's like, what is that? I don't know. It's good though.
The Taco Bell Pick 5 thing.
It's just a chalupa just in the middle.
Alright. So,
It's like, where do you get this stuff?
some time passes. Vesper, I guess you'll make your way over to Detroit after eating. But probably around the same time as you make your way over, Osnek says, "It should be time. Head outside and you'll see the skies are clear and sunny as can be."
It's
I'm
gonna
just
be
gonna, I'm
worse.
just gonna whisper to the others, like, somehow I severely doubt that.
Alright. Well, you gonna go outside?
I'll go first.
Oh, you're gonna go? Okay, we've assembled our crew of Detroit, Malachi. Oh yeah, where's Blabbletop? Nobody got. Let me go get. Hold on, wait. I forgot to get Blabbletop. Give me 1 second. He goes on over. Are you still eating Blabbletop? Do you even eat? Are you even alive?
Oh, so you did. Yeah.
Okay. Orion comes over and says, Blabbletop. Right, that is it. Yes.
Yes.
Great. How are we doing, sir?
I'll do what?
You're what?
I'm doing good.
All right.
He
well,
takes the food back out of his mouth. by the way.
He says, "Oh, lovely. At your earliest convenience, Malachi would like you to accompany him to Lucky Lake. Is what the little goblin thing called it.
Lusty Lagoon.
It's very likely the source of this storm, which allegedly should have ceased by now, and they're going out. Well, here they come. Detroit is proudly leading the way forward with Malachi, Drya, and Vesper.
Malachi is walking behind. He's just finishing up a cheesy gordita crunch.
Let me tell you, these other planes eating well.
So true. All right. Orion says, "Well, that's your cue. I had to finish up then."
All right.
Okay. All right,
Steps
Detroit.
outside.
Steps
Gets hit by a
outside.
wind blast, throws him 30 feet. He's face down in the dirt. Vesper walks out.
Hey, you said it, not me. But yes.
Oh no!
Face down in the dirt. Roaring wind. Rain still pretty bad. There's something fighting to keep the weather the way that it is. And Vesper looking over, it is very obviously still the same source.
Fantastic.
It's back! They're back!
You're trying to get back in?
They're back! It's
Try
back!
to kneel and catch you and say, no, you're leading this expedition. You know the way, and we're certainly not taking the Nidlebog.
I can't see anything!
You'll be fine.
Is it severely dark?
Not too dark, no.
There's rain in my eyes!
I'm going to cause my staff to light up.
All right, you cast light, which slightly improves things. With some of the fog coming off the ground, it just becomes more apparent. But at the very least, you can see immediately in front of you with all the mud and some of the pools of water that are building up on the terrain around you now.
And I'm also going to try and... It's not going to be big enough to cover all of us. A 5-foot cube. But trying to like shape water above us to at least keep some of it.
Of course.
cool.
Of course, yep. I mean, a 5-foot cube, pretty much all of you can, most of you can walk tightly in that. The circles are a little bit bigger than, like, the actual person would be in regards to 5 feet, but... Alright, here comes the problem. The way that Detroit, that you got down to the lake was through the tunnel, and you were flown down off the cliff by the Raven, who is not anywhere in sight. Oh, not real.
Well, it looked like there was something inside, but it's gone now.
Must have been my imagination.
Show the way! We get down! It's over the cliff!
Why are you quietly screaming?
Let's just head in the direction.
This was the way we went!
Alright, so
Even though-
you're just going to the edge of the cliff where you got flown down?
Yeah? How else would I get there? This is the way I know.
Yeah.
How high is the cliff?
Over 100 feet.
Oh dear.
Good luck, Birdman!
Detroit, you can see the entrance of the tunnel 100 feet down. Not really visible to anyone else, but you can see it.
There's the tunnel!
Vesper sees it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sees it.
Well, yeah, it's like so easy. He's like, yeah, I see it. It's right there.
It's not easy to see.
Well, it's for him.
Yeah.
It's right there.
It's right there.
It's right there. So,
Just look right. No, a little bit left. Right.
What?
No, not quite.
it's fine. How are we going to get down? Malachi, darling, can't you, ease up our fall or something?
We had a Birdman last time.
I believe Zephyr would be able to do that, but
No.
Well, should we go retrieve him?
Alright, so I cast Water Walk, and I walk on every individual raindrop as we go down.
It's like, Domon!
No, hold up. Let him cook. Water wall.
It's the oil situation.
Number 3.
Oil.
My goodness.
Now, it's raining enough that we're considered submerged in a liquid. We will be carried to the surface of said liquid at a rate of 60 feet per second.
You just want to go up?
He literally
Yeah,
wants to
what is
oil.
But it's not
Cover
like,
yourself
cover
in
yourself in
oil.
oil, fly up, the heavens stairway incident, April 3rd, 2028.
Oh my gosh. Do you?
my one suggestion would take us forever. I don't think we want to take that much time. It will take me about to get all of us. Well, I guess Vesper, you could fly down. Um, is the wind still like very very strong?
It's pretty bad, but you're at least able to stay upright. Can I just, you know, no. So someone was joking, but combined with a certain ability that someone else has, you literally have the tools to create a staircase down the cliff.
Fine, I will
Yep,
shape
that's me.
water.
Oh no, if only there was a way that you and 10 willing members could walk on the staircase that Malachi creates out of water.
It's actually going to be more of a like an elevator because I'll just like
Oh, that does work, yeah.
yeah.
Alright, so is this
I
real?
suppose I could. No, if I turn it into ice, it's just gonna fall. I can yeah.
Alright, John, are you casting Water Walk and granting it to your willing members here?
Yeah, is everyone willing to be water walked?
Willing.
That's a third level spell.
Yeah.
That's why I
Hey,
was,
you offered
You're
it.
literally doing a Jesus. The fact that you can do what Jesus did for 3rd level?
wait.
Doing a Jesus.
Yeah, what if I because I'm trying to figure out how I can like save him from I can only do
Cast the spell.
It's a
Yeah,
3rd level
fine.
spell. He's fine. Like, calm down.
Okay.
Alright. Now,
What level spell to turn water into wine?
I will. I don't know. It's some kind of transmutation. But he did True Resurrection. That one's 9th level, so think about that. Anyway, we're doing an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think you can do that. Instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct. You're just moving it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you happen to be casting a spell that lets you stand on it, and then you're casually moving it down. So yeah, you create a 5-foot block of elevator that you all board and stand on, and then slowly descend after Blompletup lets you walk on the water, and before you know it, boom! You've turned the rain into a solid platform, and it phases straight into the ground as Malachi releases his control of the water, and right before you lies the entrance to the tunnel. 100 feet down the elevator. Alright.
I'm drenched. Let's go.
You leading Detroit?
I guess so.
You are the guy. You are the guy that knows where to go.
Well, it was kind of, if I remember correctly, it's like kind of like a straight line tunnel. There's not really like ways to get lost. So anyway, I got lost.
The gang gets lost.
It's a quick and out. It's gonna be like a 30-minute mission.
Yeah.
3 days later.
Yep.
How what do we see in the cave?
I don't remember. Crap.
Okay.
It was pretty cave-like.
So,
Okay, I got you.
if I recall,
there's
I
a
had a
worm.
completely different description of this tunnel when we went through it the first time in the Feywild, which I didn't have access to or remember. So I invented a new one, which I believe was mostly stone, some winding paths, but never branching paths, and some very deep tree roots spiraling around some weird plants that illuminate the area when you get close to them. Like they have little bulbs that light up with a yellowish orange dim light. And that's about it. You walk through the tunnel. There's some sections that are tight. You gotta crawl over some tree trunk roots. But other than that, it's a comfortable walk. And before you know it, you're on the other end of a tunnel, seemingly, Vesper, miles away from where you started, despite the fact that that tunnel was incredibly short. In only 15 or so minutes, you emerge on the other side, and there in front of you is the lake, and of course, behind you is the massive plateau upon which is Beatrice's entire farm. And in front of you is an incredible sight, a massive whirlpool, spiraling, sucking water down, and then a towerous tornado of water filtering out into the air, stemming into the clouds, and immediately filtering into the intense downpour before you now.
This sucks.
Can I
This
can I try
is
to
right there.
can I try to sense what kind of magic this is?
Yeah, do the thing we talked about, the charisma check.
Charisma check. That's pretty good. Okay. $16.
All right. You feel strongly connected to the elements here. Whatever type of magic is influencing this is because this place is strongly connected to the elemental plane of water. Much like Jiraiya described that the hollowed hills, which she ventured out to with Bumbletup, seem to be strongly connected with the elemental plane of air.
I'm just gonna like look at Blobbletop.
Word.
I'm just going to look over at Blobbletop and see if he like looks stronger here or something.
If he looks more like a fish.
More fishy.
But like
Or
I'm
there's
not
just
like
a
directly.
goldfish standing next to you.
I'm just like staring at him for a second, and if I see him look at me, I'll just like turn and act like I was looking at him.
Yeah.
Does he look any different? No.
Bumbletup, you feel good, but no, he doesn't look any different.
Feel good. What does he mean by that? I feel good.
It's just like, stuff's like good. It's just like doing it, The vibes are not rancid. The vibes are luminous.
Whoa.
The vibes are enthralling.
I will have to petition for you to stop now. So I'm wondering. Gosh, this is a 3rd level spell, but
Oh no!
all right. Can I get within 120 feet? So, do I get the sense from when I'm connected to it? Like, do I get the sense that it is like? Well, I'm going to. It's going to take me a while. If I'll just try and see if I can find the the naiad first.
Okay. By what
Lake's
means
over there.
are you gonna? Are you just cowering by the entrance of the thing, pointing?
No, I just thought I would lead. I would go point, and then I'd follow, but maybe behind him because I'm a little
Okay.
scared. I'm a little guy. All right.
So how are you looking for the naiad, Malachi? Jiraiya will be right behind you.
Is the wind then so like kicking up here, or is it just at the farm?
No, the wind is not intense here, but the rain still is.
Is there still a giant, like, whatever?
I'm going to take.
Yeah, I described. There's a massive whirlpool in the lake that funnels in like a funnel, and then out of that suctiony funnel is a massive tornado of water spiraling out to the sky and empowering the dark rain clouds.
Walk to the shore. Where the naiads at?
I'm going to put like 2 silver pieces on the ground.
Okay. Just where you're currently
Silver.
standing, or
No, just
Only 2.
near the. Yes, just only 2.
okay, yeah.
By the water, and I'm going to say as paltry as it may seem, I bring an offering to the. I want to say guardian of this lake.
Okay.
And I'm going to use minor illusion to kind of like make my voice echo louder,
Okay.
and then I'll just kind of like sit and wait.
Nothing seems to change immediately, but at least nothing has lunged out to kill you. All seems normal, but there's no visible or even emotional response. You don't feel any different. You're just sitting and standing in the rain by the water. No
I'm
response.
gonna add 3 more silver pieces, and then this time actually just toss them in the water.
Jiraiya clutches, like she tries to clutch your one arm and hold on to you, and then says, "Do you know what you're doing?"
I'm totally with you.
I never do.
All right. There's no response.
Do I
Well,
see anything?
Define anything. I mean, you can see everything I've described.
Do I see a some sort of water spirit anywhere?
Absolutely not. The water is a little weird because everything is spiraling towards that whirlpool and the tornado, but you don't see anything in the water. It's quite murky. All you can see is the rain consistently hitting the surface and creating tiny little splashes all across the surface.
my 5 silver just. Okay, cool. No worries.
You threw it in a lake. I mean, what do you?
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. That's the thing with being a charisma caster. Sometimes you just do it because it feels right. I'm going to start undressing. And
What are you doing?
Well, maybe if I go in directly.
Oh, no.
No?
What?
No, you don't.
I mean, what
you
if,
don't.
if there's a naiad here? You know what? I have a different. Should I? May I?
Wait, can I just. Honestly, I just want to try this.
What do you?
I need this.
Lavato, are you just hanging back by the entrance, however many feet back?
Yeah.
How long? Wait. How long?
What?
I turn back. Blah, blah, blah. How long does water walking last?
I don't get a number. So it's blocked up. So it's 1 hour.
I don't
Just-
get a
just-
number,
just-
he said.
I don't get a number. This spell lasts for 1 hour.
There's like a HUD element that's counting down.
How long?
There's
how long
there's a buff icon above your head, and it's counting down.
How long?
Put your foot in the water.
How long has it been since? Yeah, I'm gonna try putting my foot on the water and see if it.
It holds.
I look at Dry like.
All right. Well, I can do that as well then. She gets in and joins you. I'm still not sure this is a great idea.
I feel like it might be better if you were on the grass somehow.
Well, eh.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the dumbest thing I've ever done. I'm just gonna like get down on 4s and like put my face in the water and like try talking. Hello.
What does he do? She looks back at Vesper.
I'm gonna just walk up. I'm very annoyed about not being able to fly very well.
Yeah.
Still nothing.
No,
Is he yelling into the water?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that did not work.
If I could only talk to her. Detroit, get over here. I don't feel like shouting.
Oh, this is not good.
Flubbertop, you too.
I'm over, but the word's meek.
All right, Flubbertop, are you coming over?
Yeah.
All right. Dry says, Detroit, are you sure that you saw a naiad?
Yeah?
What exactly did she look like? And I mean exactly.
Water woman.
I mean, yes, but don't you have any more details? This is what a naiad looks like in 5e, by the way.
Water!
Wait.
Made of water! What do you want me to say?
That's just dry and a blue dress.
It's dry, but what?
It's just palette swapped.
First of all, they do look very different, because if I pull up the 5e Dryad art, you'll recall.
No, don't.
No, don't.
Oh,
Why?
okay,
Why not?
maybe you pull it up now.
He's not attracted to the 5e image of a dryad.
So true.
Nerfed her.
Nerfed. All right.
Okay,
Anyway.
I'm just gonna use like minor illusion and like try and like call out. I have my wife would like to chat with you, and she is a dryad.
There's no echo. He's just doing that.
Do you not have like prestidigitation or anything that could make your voice louder? Is that
Minor illusion does that too, I think.
I
Thaumaturgy.
don't know.
thaumaturgy? That's the one.
Minor
Yeah,
illusion.
Vesper
does
is a nomadic. You can't blame him.
No,
I have
he's right. Those
eight
spells will do that.
That's true.
Excuse me, sir.
He's a better wizard than Malachi is.
Yeah, it says I can make
Oh.
a sound or
Yeah,
an
Yeah, you
image
can.
within reach. So yeah.
All right. All of a sudden, for the first time, you don't see anything. I'm just gonna put her here because I might use her later, but she's not there. You hear a loud, booming voice echoing and coursing up from the waters. All of the dryads were killed years ago. It is a lie. My sisters are fallen.
I hold up my ring. So, I mean, she's right here. Do you not just want to come see her?
I am sick of speaking with mortal creatures such as yourself. I trust you not.
I implore you to reconsider.
I implore you to leave.
You got a little bubbly.
Try it. How about you say something and I'll amplify your voice?
All right.
Here, Pat. Here's the mic.
I actually may be able to do something else. Actions speak louder than words, darling. She begins casting a strange version of some primal magic, causing the grass nearby to soak up the water and grow into massive vines. She combs through some of the grass and plucks from her own wrist a small little sapling of a tree, plants it, and again, coursing the water from the rain, springs it up into a massive tree. It takes quite some time, but soon before you is the strong, sturdy trunk of a great tree that sits over the lake and keeps the rain off of all of your heads.
Hey, that's a great tree.
Yeah. The whirlpool calms down slightly. Things slow. The tornado still goes. And suddenly, from the center of the tornado, on a pillar of water, rushes out the naiad, who seems to be riding the pillar fluidly. Slowly, she descends from being 20 or 30 feet up into the air until the water brings her down to the level at which Malachi was standing. Is Malachi still in the water?
Yeah.
Okay, just on the edge of the bank, but
Yeah.
floating. All right. She.
I'm actually just kind of having fun in the water.
Okay, it's not surprising. She keeps a little distance between herself and Malachi, dries at the edge, and she steps out onto the water. And the naiad says, "Impressive. But how do I know you're really one of my sisters? I'm not sure. It's been years since I've seen any one of my sisters, and even then, I believe we'd be closer to cousins. I've been looking for dryads far and about the land. I was told that they were killed, but I didn't give up hope. Though the closest thing I've seen to family." And the naiad says, "Curious. You are not here for the downfall of this land, and the curses that took place since. I was not. I cannot blame you. But you stand here before a dark and jaded woman. I am not who I once was before, and I am afraid I cannot go back."
Malachi's just gonna raise his hand like super slowly.
Okay. What is it you want, mortal? Or she pauses and says, there is an air of the divine about you. What brings you here, and whom do you serve?
Currently, a little Bahamut, a little bit of the one above.
Where's the accent?
Sorry, currently, a little bit of Bahamut, a little bit of the one above. But I just want to tell you, I know there have been some areas here that have been cursed. It seems this land has been afflicted by what was a very old black dragon, and my friends and I point over, we actually slayed that dragon recently with the help of well, a great draconic spirit. I'm like looking back at the group and like shrugging, like I don't know why she's laughing. I don't.
Roll, I guess she... No, you don't get to roll anything, unfortunately, for that one.
She says, you really think I would believe such a tale? That dragon, whom I never saw with my own eyes, though I know he existed, I felt his presence. And I still feel it now. The lingering air of his stinking death.
Yes, it will take some time, but what I'm saying is we have dealt with the dragon ourselves.
He was ancient. No mere mortal could have slayed him. Not even with the help of another dragon.
Even with the help of Elebar, the great silver dragon?
What leads you to speak such a name?
He is my ancestor.
Ancestor?
Roll, persuasion.
Every time. I'm just going to destroy my computer at some point.
Do you, like, not have hardware acceleration turned on?
No, I do. It's just sometimes if I have 24.
Okay. She says, you don't lie, do you?
Well, no.
Not now.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've been known to bend the truth a little from time to time, but I will not do that about this. It was actually a great moment for all of us. We did lose a friend, unfortunately. And I kiss my fingers and point up to the sky and say,
Don't do
Frizz.
that.
Frizz. Rest in peace, Frizz. And, also...
There was another guy that died.
Also Bill?
There was.
You know, like
Also Bill?
No. No way.
I wasn't even thinking of Frizz. I only thought of Bill.
Same.
it just shows where his priorities are.
Yeah. Alright. So, alright. She says,
If you are who you say you are, then you and your friends... And she looks at how you're walking on the water and she says, follow me into the whirlpool. And she walks forward.
I'm not going unless I know how much time I think we have.
There's plenty of time.
Well,
Not
goes, that's
knowing.
plenty of time. He walks forward into the water. Alright. You're all walking on the water. Vesper and Detroit, are you coming out?
I'm standing on the shore because I'm like, yo, I'll be over here.
What did you
Detroit?
I got this.
Detroit, come over here.
Yes, sir.
What did you say, Vesper?
I said, oh yeah, it's gonna be fine, says the guy that can breathe underwater.
And has mega fish
You
kill.
did say that. Alright. The Naiad says, if you're being truthful with me, it's not that I don't believe you, it's just that I think, and then she looks at Drya,
actions speak louder than words. She floats under the water and disappears, and you're left standing out in the open.
I'm gonna whisper to the others, like, so at what point should I mention that we do know the crow?
Not
Or maybe we don't, right? Maybe don't.
Okay. Roll initiative, please.
Oh dear.
3.
Whoa.
Wow. Heroic.
Oh, 4.
3 and 4, respectively. We're rolling high today.
I tell you, Vesper kind of got up 20 more than me.
23.
That's pretty good. Detroit.
And now, observe.
I was waiting for this one to
I
roll
got
in
an
before I said
18.
anything.
An 18.
Okay.
Detroit got an 18. Okay. 13. So you're going to be here. Uriah's going to be right after you. And then World War One.
Huh?
We're fighting the whole war?
The whole war. I have World War One and World War Two. They're here to
I
fight
call
you.
World War One. You guys can deal with 2.
Those Austrians, not gonna have a problem with them. But those Germans, well,
More like the technology. I think I can deal with a little better.
yeah. Alright, what's my dex modifier? Am I before Vesper? I got a +3. Nope, I'm still after Vesper, even with my dex mod. Vesper, you are going to be up first outside of... Wait, can you be surprised?
Oh, I don't think I have alert. I probably can be.
Okay, double
Yeah.
check.
Yeah, I can be.
You can be surprised? Great. 2 water weirds emerge to the left and to the right of the party, which I have neatly lined up around the Naiad. You're surprised. They spring upon you up out of the water and are ready to strike. I guess I gotta pull up music.
Wait, when you say surprise, so they're attacking before us?
Yeah, get pranked.
Okay.
Now I get to use my Blackwater City music, which is strongly associated with rain. So think about that. It's like thematic and stuff. Alright, water weird number 1 is immediately gonna loop around and I don't know, who do I want to attack? Destroy it, because I'm a bastard. I got a 21 to hit. I think that's gonna hit.
I got like an
And,
AC of 13.
yeah, and you're gonna have a health of 0 pretty soon. 11 plus 4 bludgeoning damage.
11 plus 4?
Or 11 plus 3, I'm sorry. So a total of 14 bludgeoning damage. Are you down?
No.
Okay, then I need you to make a contest my grapple check, please. Oh, wait. No, you're medium or smaller. Sorry, actually, you're auto-grappled. Yoinky splinky, you're in the water and drowning.
I have 2 health. I'm dead.
Also, you're restrained until the grapple ends, so...
I died.
Yeah. So good luck.
I died. What do you...
You're not dead yet. But, yeah. Water Weird 2 is gonna go
Wait,
for
I'm not
Malachi. It rolls an 8 to hit. Wow. How come I roll over 20 on Detroit and an 8 on Malachi? Alright. In which case, that is that. Vesper, you're up.
I just got water.
Is it still pretty windy here?
It's not as windy here now. Notably.
So could I fly?
Yes.
Up? Nice. I'm gonna fly up.
I think that's gonna provoke an opportunity attack from the Water Weird.
The one grappling Detroit.
Yep.
All right.
I can do it?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm asking you if you're flying up, I'm opportunity attack.
Yeah, I'm flying up.
Alright, yeah. I rolled 21 to hit. Boom. I immediately released Detroit into the water and spring towards Vesper, opportunistically keeping him from going up. He's gonna take a total of 12 bludgeoning damage. And is again grappled, constricted by the water, prevented from flying. But Detroit has been released.
I'm gonna take half damage on that. Skill issue.
Yeah.
Can I attempt to break the grapple, or is that the end of my turn?
You can, because this was just a reaction on their part, and since you haven't taken your action yet, that's valid.
Alright.
Oh, I don't even get to roll, it just has a DC.
Alright. Is it acrobatics or athletics, or is it...
Yes, contesting a grapple
special one.
either, I believe.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure this wasn't a special one. I only got a 10.
You only got 10. Alright, well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Anything else we can do? Probably not. Doesn't really go.
I can bonus action. I'll give... Who's up next in the turn order?
Detroit.
That'd be pretty high.
I'll give you advantage. On your next attack.
Alright, Detroit, you're lying prone in the water, but you're at least not drowning.
Hypothetically, what if I defected?
He should float up to the top.
You
I
can't.
mean, yeah, he's just prone.
Oh, yeah,
Like
I
the
see.
water's a surface.
No defecting, Detroit.
He has 1 hit point, I think.
I'm gonna die.
How many hit points do you... Wait, I mean, how many tacos do you have?
2.
Okay, that's not great.
Alright, you turn over with, and I
Alright.
think something might happen.
All right, I got a plan. I attack the nearest guy.
Okay, you attack the guy that has the weapon.
Yeah,
Who you attacking?
a short sword.
Okay.
12.
To hit?
Yeah.
No. Nuh-uh.
What if I make a
That was with
multi-attack?
advantage, right?
What if you make a multi... You
No,
can
it
make a
wasn't.
multi-attack.
All right, well, I got a 20.
That'll hit.
All right, and then I'm multi-attacking, so a 2.
Damage?
No, so I had advantage on my last swing,
Oh, right.
so I got a 20 for the advantage, and then for my next attack I got 2.
Great.
1d6 plus 2, so 10.
You got a
Plus
10
10.
from the 1d6 plus 2.
Yeah, because I got a 20.
Oh, you got a nat 20, not a dirty 20.
No, yeah, I got a natural 20.
Okay.
So 12.
Alright. 6.
I'm now leaving. I would like to go to the shore.
Yeah, that's fair. You got 20 feet, you can do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm over here now.
He's over here.
You did a good job.
Alright.
I'm defecting. I'm turning to the Naiad side.
Anyone else? Nope. Alright, cool. Dryad is going to manipulate the branches of the tree to whip the water weird.
What did she get for
She just got a critical. So that's going to deal a total of
What was her initiative?
like 13 or 14.
Oh, I forgot.
6.
Detroit got like an 18.
3 is 9, which becomes
Yeah, and then nasty like
5
that.
damage. Oh boy. Malachi's up.
I'm gonna look at the water weird in front of me.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to, I'm going to, use Ray of Frost,
Yeah.
the one in front of me.
On World War II.
Yeah. So 25 to hit.
That'll do it.
And that is 22 points of cold damage.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of damage. Okay.
That's a lot of damage.
And then
I don't have
as
any
a,
resistances to that.
and then as a bonus action, I'm going to use my telekinetic to try and pull Vesper free.
Okay. It's kind of sick.
So,
Pulling him, like stretching him out because he's being held in.
so I don't know how you want to do this.
I would like you to roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
Okay.
I'm going to effectively have you contest the grapple for him.
Oh, okay. So just like a charisma check.
Yeah, pretty much is what it would be.
18.
Willing him out. All right. You see yourself in Vesper's place. You telekinetically latch onto him and help him wrestle his way free, and boom, he's out. He's about 5 feet in the air and is able to maintain a rough but doable flight as you pull him from the clutches of the water. Anything else?
No, that's
All
my
right.
turn.
Blobbletub.
All right. I'm going to. That's the wrong character. I'm gonna healing word Detroit
Okay.
at the 2nd level. All right, buddy, you get 13 more hit points.
It's like all of his tacos.
Feels so much
then-
better now. Still defecting.
No defecting.
I almost died.
That's part of how you grow.
Dying?
Yes, we've all done it a time or two.
I'm a scout. I'm not supposed to engage.
What
I'm
is
supposed
the
to like
water, by the
report
way?
back
What
and
do
be
they
like, it's over there.
Anything else, Blobbletub?
What is a water weird, by the way? What do these look like?
Well, you know, I got some default 5e heart for you. Coming up. Spicy. Kaboom! Fun fact, these are one of the first enemies that I ever used in any D&D campaign. They were in the Foreign Bones campaign.
Yeah.
In the temple. I
I
love
guess I have a question.
Yes.
Did the ice do anything to the water or no?
Oh yeah, you like tore off a chunk of his face and it fell into the water. You rubbed him up bad.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on closest one to me.
World War One? Don't worry, I rolled a 14 plus my dex, which is 17.
That meets mine. So what does that mean? Does that mean you get hit or you don't get hit?
What?
Did you succeed the throw?
I got a 17.
Yeah, you met me.
Oh, that does mean I succeed, yes. If I meet or exceed, I will.
Meets it, beats it.
Yep. Weeshnaw.
Okay.
That's from It's a Wonderful Life. Waterweird 2's turn. And now he's mad at Blobbletop, so I'm gonna grab him. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
That ends my turn. I don't even got no multi-attack? Oh god, for real, for real? Okay, Waterweird 2. I rolled a 2 to hit Malachi. Oh god, for real, for real. In which case, well, that's it. Whoa, the Vesper. Oh, I skipped Vesper's turn anyway. Take your turn.
I'm just gonna shoot real good. Which one's weaker?
One's got its face frozen off by Malachi, so World War II's not looking good.
But World War One can reach more guys.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot World War One with my funny advantage bow shot thing.
Yeah.
I'm using my leg, which is it has extra cold damage.
It does.
My leg. 18 to hit.
That'll do it.
Get a little bit of that. 12 piercing damage, 3 cold damage, and then 15 sneak attack damage.
Ow.
30 total. 3 of that's cold.
Since this is a magical attack, I'm just gonna ignore resistances. So 30 total.
Yeah.
Great. You almost murdered him. He's got very little left in him. Detroit.
Let me shoot a bow.
World War One or World War II?
World War II.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
10.
No.
Great job, Detroit.
Is that all?
I can multi-attack every turn, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Alright, well, I'll go again.
Okay.
11.
No.
Alright, that was it.
No way.
Detroit's gonna have a hot elven woman.
Yeah. Alright, well. Your eye is gonna Hit him with the liquid tree branch again. Oh, I think she just landed 2 hits. She sure did. Now I need one to do 8. Ah, those rolls suck. 6 plus. Oh, I gotta do them separately too. 4 becomes 2, 6 becomes 3, 5 damage. Icky, stinky. Also, I have to hit World War I. World War I don't have much left in him. He's not looking very solid. Malachi is up.
I'm going to use my scimitar speed. That's a magical weapon, correct?
It is a magical weapon.
Okay. So I'm going to make a bonus action attack with it.
Okay.
Ooh, it's a nat 20.
Nice. Woo! Would you like to hit World War I or World War II? You're physically in range of both of them.
World War II.
Okay.
Great. 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then as my actual attack, I'm going to use Ray of Frost one more time.
Nice.
That is an 18 to hit.
Yep.
And that is 15 points of cold damage.
They are both very weak, and Blobbletough is up.
Alright, Sacred Flame World War I.
18.
Alright.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all.
That's it.
What else am I gonna do?
I don't know.
Does that one hurt?
Use your magical water powers to like insta kill him or something. I don't know. Pray to
Yeah, I do that.
You do that.
Alright, roll Mega Fish Kill.
Roll Mega Fish Kill for
I got an 8.
Oh, you suck. We're moving on. If you rolled good, I would have let you end the combat. They both have like so few tacos. But fine, we'll pass it back to World War II. He's gonna try to hit Malachi, and he only rolled a 13. I don't think that does it.
No,
Not even close. He hasn't rolled above a 10 on the physical die. All right, that means it's Vesper.
My leg!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
26 to hit. Does that hit?
absolutely not.
Oh,
But you know, roll damage.
26 doesn't hit?
okay. Wow, max on the D8 for 13 piercing. Max. No, that's not D6. 6 on the D8 for cold damage, and then funny sneak attack damage is 11.
Which one are you hitting?
One.
All right. As you fire your arrow into what little remains of World War I, the arrow splits straight through him, freezes him, and it shatters as the arrow passes through, and the rest of the water falls into the lake. He is gone. It would have been World War I's turn, but he's dead. Detroit. Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then. Alright. 7.
Okay. 4.
Yeah.
You multi-attacking?
I did not hit the other one.
Alright. Anything else? Oh!
You guys got him.
Dryas probably going to finish this. She just rolled a crit. That's the second time she rolled a crit again. Yeah, for one last time. Well, I gotta actually do the math. 8 plus 9. Yeah. Well, wait. Yeah, okay, we're done. Alright. For one last time, the branches of the tree she grew stem out, lurching all the way forward to hit World War II. 20 or 30 feet. It grabs him, yanks him forward, and the water dissolves as the branches snap backwards, slicing the water apart and divvying it out to the lake as he dissolves into nothingness. All the water weirds have been defeated. And I think I killed the Naiad, so I gotta remake her and bring her back out.
She's dead, or we can leave.
No.
You're right. Malachi's just gonna like clap his hands like, okay, well,
All in a day's work, pretty much.
Lady, keep your dogs on a
The
leash.
Naiad comes back out from the center of the whirlpool, walking up its sides, and then as it curves up to normal level, the whirlpool fades, and the lake calms down, and the twisting tornado finally stops. And now the rain begins to slowly die down as it becomes much lighter. And she says, "Well, that doesn't quite compare to a dragon, but it shows you're not fools. So
That was
you're
a
telling the
test?
truth."
Yes, and it was quite, and I like kind of turn and like wink at them. It was quite the challenge, so thank you.
It was too easy for
Lying.
you. Well, that's
Yes,
fine.
it actually was too easy for, but not that we want to do more. Just,
I'm sure of it.
you see, we have a small camp not too far away, and
Oh, I'm aware.
our men, the storm. Well, I suppose you did it intentionally. Do you mind telling me why?
You disturb the natural balance of things.
And how so?
The ravens have encroached further into my territory, and their presence has filled me with anger.
And listen, I completely understand. And it is true. I have heard of some of the atrocities committed by the ravens, but I've also heard about what they've suffered at the hands of the elves and Eldrin, and
Wretched beings from an infernal place, not native to here. They're a pest. They themselves disrupt the balance of this delicate ecosystem.
well, if I may, they have proven to be nothing but helpful to us. And so I know that there are sentries, and I'm not asking for this to happen immediately, but is it possible that they could change and perhaps even your perspective on them could change? Not now, obviously, but with time.
Much change has already occurred to this land and to myself. I wasn't aware of it always, and sometimes I do forget. Know that I've shown you a great mercy. My power has grown much since my sisters departed from this realm. Perhaps part of their energy resides in me. I never had the ability to control the weather as I do now, and I never sensed mortals as I do now. Your smell, it carries your presence on the grass, not so much apparent to me, but in the air, especially in the bits of water that carry throughout this realm. Whether it's raining or clear, cloudy, or the skies are open, there's always water everywhere. Water is life, and water resides in you and every other living thing here. So I can sense you. And if you're going down a path of darkness, you will corrupt me. The raven's very presence drives me mad. I could change, but only if they too change. Or I will be changed by them, and this land too.
Well, what if they've already begun to change?
Then nature will take its course. And you
Currently,
have
they are
nothing to worry about.
well. Currently, they are our allies, and if the time comes that they should do something that violates our trust, I suspect we may find ourselves in similar positions.
Perhaps. If my sister seems all right with their presence, I will trust her judgment. And she looks to Jiraiya, waiting for a response, and she says, "Honestly,
I'm not so sure about them myself. They certainly don't look of this world. But appearances aren't everything. And the Feywild is a place of change. Perhaps they too have been carried away by whatever wretched curse was left by that dragon. I imagine this realm will continue to change over the next century, and maybe I can even play a part in it. But for now, I think there's been enough death, anxiety, and fear looming over this area. And I'd simply like for us to have some peace. And the Naiad says, on that, we can agree. Do you know why this is called Lucky Lake?
Well, I'm not quite sure. To be honest, I did toss 5 silver pieces, and I don't know if something lucky is going to happen, or is that not why it's called Lucky Lake?
Well, you tossed in the coins, but you haven't made a wish.
Well, I mean, that's obviously. I tossed 5 coins, one for each of us.
God is insufferable.
Roll persuasion.
He said what?
Roll persuasion.
Wait, why?
Because you're trying to do one for each of you. 5 coins, one for each of you.
Oh, I genuinely did not even. Oh, okay.
Oh, you
I
just
was-
were thinking out loud that you all got a wish?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
rolled a
then in that case, the Naiad says, if
I
you're
rolled
not...
a 27 anyway, though.
Okay, fine. The Naiad says, well, that isn't how it works. You each would have had to give the coin, but you're standing in the lake. If something is upon your heart, and you are indeed lucky, then perhaps your wish will be granted. So, very well. Whatever bites at your heart or compels you most, wish upon it, and if you indeed are lucky, your wish will come true.
Wish I wasn't here right now.
All right, everybody DM me your wish. I'm going to go get water, because I'm super thirsty. I'm talking a lot.
No, wish for a
55 burgers,
big
65 hot dogs, 55. I can't think of anything.
Oh, I know what I'll wish for.
Oh, delicious water. Oh, stuff. Yeah, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Ooh.
I have too many wishes is the problem.
Detroit already sent me his wish because he already tried it.
Is he trying to defect?
I can't tell you.
No.
His wish is his own.
I'm gonna look Detroit on defect.
All right. Detroit, do you have a real character sheet for him?
No.
Well, you just leveled up. So you might want to figure that out.
Can I
I'm
wish to
throwing him
level
into the
up?
void.
Can you wish what?
Can I wish to level up?
I mean, you can wish to be stronger.
Nah.
Okay. Ugh. That's funny. All right. For those of you who are wondering about how this wish is fulfilled, I have ironed out the system. Same as divine intervention. D100, if the result is lower or equal to your level, your wish comes true. Flopple up, hit it.
Meow. 42.
Hell no. All right, Detroit, you actually already used your wish, so you're not allowed to do that.
Damn. That sucks. I'm
All
defecting
right,
now.
Vesper, D100, digital or physical, because I trust you. Hit it. But if you do roll a D100 and get it, I want a screenshot as a picture.
29.
Not gonna happen. Not a lucky man.
What if I roll?
You can't. You already used your wish last time. You weren't lucky.
Damn.
What if he rolled?
All right, John. D100, hit it.
Wait, which one of us?
Ooh, I got pretty close.
Oh, I already had Freeland roll, so you.
Oh, okay, Monday.
Yeah. If you're rolling physically, I'm gonna
am
come
I?
over. I know. I said if you are, I'm gonna come over and look at them.
No, I got a 31.
You did get 31. None of y'all are lucky, huh?
Nope.
That's everyone. All right. You know who hasn't rolled yet is Drya. Now I doubt that I'm gonna do this, but I mean, you know me and divine interventions. I've actually done 2 successful divine intervention checks in the past, so I'm not gonna write it off. Which means I do need to come up with a legitimate wish. And I'm gonna put away my
Maybe she's
spare
a team
dice.
player and wishes that all of our wishes come true.
She's not
Especially-
thinking. That would be great, but she's not thinking about that.
I wish for
Um,
unlimited wishes.
I have a feeling what she'd wish for.
She's going for it. Let's see, gentlemen. Oh, that's a shame. Because I need to use her CR, which is... I mean, it's debatable. I'll let you guys determine whether this is true or not. I rolled a 9. That isn't within anyone's level. I think, yeah, Bloppletop's only 8. So I think, I was going to say if the party average level was 8, I was going to let it slide. But I don't think I can do that with a 9.
I'm level 8.
Yeah, I think all of you are level 8. The 3 main guys here are level 8.
Yeah, all of us are level 8. That'd be kind of crazy.
I said the 3
level
main
4?
guys.
Oh, now I'm not a main guy. That's the
No,
other one.
Roger's literally in elf jail. Whatever Lucine that. Okay.
I'm gonna go over to Drya and just hold her hand because I know I
They
have
got
an
a
idea
special
what-
jail for elves?
You have an idea what you wish for?
maybe for her sisters.
Are you telling her that?
No, I just
Okay.
if she
Uh,
wished for her sisters, it would make sense because mine was a similar wish.
Roll insight.
God. I just be saying stuff, y'all. Like a 9.
Okay. I'm not giving you
Do
any
I
more
get-
information.
So I
No.
get marriage advantage. JK, I don't want that. It's fine.
Well, Dryas says, what did you wish for?
For my brother to hear from the gods.
Hmm. She looks down, sort of. I don't know, not sad, but she seems a little anxious.
It's all right. We make our own fate.
We do. And we don't need wishes to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Although they do make things easier.
They would show help.
Alright.
Right, Naiad?
One would think, but not always.
I'm gonna go shake her hand or something.
I'm
Okay.
affecting.
I guess she'll allow that.
If Drya is like a sister to you and she's my wife, then
My way.
I am proud to call you kin.
Cousin. She's like
Yeah.
my cousin. Yes.
I'll take that. And yes. And I promise as best as we can, we will also look out for this lake while we are here.
Thank you. Alright. You headed back?
Yeah,
Right.
that was depressing.
Yeah. But now there's a beautiful tree on the lake where there was none before. And
And it
it's
has
well
sprouted
watered,
flowers.
it's deep rooted, and it's sprouted flowers.
Sure, that's
Well, the Naiad's not coming back with you. Leave her there.
oh, wow. We got water at the farm? Like a well or something?
What, you want her to come back with you?
Oh, no, she'd be all right. She's fine.
So we got buckets.
Right, exactly.
Like that
Carry
scene
her
in
a bucket
Pirates of
back
the
to our
Caribbean.
well.
where Davy Jones just stands in a bucket on the shore. All right. You guys head back into the tunnel, and you make your way back. 10, 15 minutes pass. You're through, and all of a sudden you realize there's a bit of a problem. No water elevator, and it's been an hour. So you're just at the bottom of the cliff here in the grass.
No! Help! We're down here.
How steep is the wall?
Huh?
How steep is the wall to climb?
Barely.
It's not very steep. We can just climb.
No, fairly.
Oh.
How much
Steep.
rope do we have?
I don't know.
I've got
I
some.
don't think I've had a rope for like months.
Since it's
I've got
burst
some-
we
to
need rope.
death.
Everyone gives out like oh, here's my 50 feet of rope, and we make a mega rope, and no one gets a rope again.
Yeah.
This is true.
Well, I actually think because the person that has the mega rope specifically got arrested.
Mega rope.
I do have 50 feet.
I also have 50 feet.
Oh, well
a mega
then,
rope.
Vesper, you can make a mega rope, fly to the top, and then get the rope down.
Can you carry a mega rope?
Well, way to steal my
1,200 feet?
plan right out of my head.
Well, I knew it was your
I
plan,
can
so
read
I
your
didn't
mind, I can
steal
read your
it
mind, I can
by
read your mind, I
your
can read your mind.
walls. So all you gotta do is tie it up. And
Look
do
left.
that. All right, and nobody else has come out of the mansion. So yeah.
Oh no, they're gonna be all turned into pigs.
Who actually? Some people probably would come out of the mansion. Some would have checked. I don't know who. Maybe Malik would be out here.
They've just been gorging
No,
themselves
Malik
on
would definitely be out
Wendy's.
here. So as you walk toward the edge of the cliff, Malik sees you, runs over, and says, "Ah, you're back. Is everyone all right?"
Oh, I mean,
Depends on
yeah,
alright.
Good. Where are the others? Or are they?
they're climbing a rope.
I see. There may be. Well, the Raven hasn't returned. Actually, I'm not sure if there's an easier way. It makes me a little nervous. Did he? All right. He looks down to see. Are you guys just climbing the rope?
Yeah.
How's Malachi
Totally.
doing?
Poorly, but yeah. Oh, you want me to give you an athletics check?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Well, here's my -1 in action. 11.
Okay, he's not doing bad, but he could be doing better. Are you afraid of heights by any chance?
Who, Malachi?
Yeah.
No, he flies.
No, that's true. Okay, all right. So he's probably not too bad. All right.
Is Meteor around anywhere?
Malik could go get him.
Because we could just have him pull the rope up with everybody on it.
That would work. Well, the only problem is if your rope cuts a jagged edge of the rock, you could end up slicing the rope and killing everyone. So I actually wouldn't advise that.
I've never really been one for rope climbing.
I can't imagine why. Well,
I'm sure
brother,
mystery.
welcome to the top.
I immediately give him a hug and then catch myself and they're like, good to see you, good man.
Yes.
Um,
Seems like you've had quite an adventure. Naiad, eh?
yes.
Interesting. So, how was she? Temperamental.
I'd say about 7 out of 10.
10 being what exactly?
Detroit will be last, and he'll come up and he'll be like, "It was awful."
Dragos, it was not that bad, but I don't know if he should have been in the water with us. He was not,
I don't get paid enough for this. This isn't my job.
He's being
Phenomenally.
dramatic.
He did
little bit.
phenomenally.
He almost died.
He did almost
He did.
die, darling. It wasn't good. I don't know if he was ready for that.
Again, and maybe I'm traumatized or something, but I feel like we've all almost died. It's a rite of passage, my boy.
I'm just supposed to scout.
I understand both of these perspectives.
I'm not supposed to engage.
He's
Well,
not
now you've
used
been. Think of it this way: you've been cross-trained.
Darling, why don't you
No,
go in the
you know
mansion and
this-
just go get something to eat? You'll be fine. Just go in the mansion.
We'll get some turkey.
Wendy's 4 for 4.
Everything's better. Wendy's
Bro, I
4
need a
for 4
Baconator.
back on the table. All right. Well, I assume the storm calming down was you all then.
No, it just did that.
Uh-huh. So where do we stand then?
He tried to gaslight him.
He's very humble. All is well for now, and she won't. She's not happy about our alliance with the Ravens, but she's willing to take a chance on them, just at least on us and our trust in them.
All right. I suppose that's workable. But if she tries that again, we're going to kill her.
No, she's sort of like family now.
What is that supposed to mean? Oh, come on. Just because she's a nymph?
I vowed that we would protect her and her lake.
Well, we can protect her and her lake, but I'd imagine that pact ends if she attacks us again.
After an attempt to calm her down, then I think we take her down.
All right. Works for me. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. I'm just not so sure. Things seem very fickle here.
I understand. I just couldn't fathom losing any more family. Do you want to get something to eat? And just
I haven't eaten anything yet, and I think the men have been cleaning house.
I've heard they've got something really good there. It's called a 444.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, Detroit was raving about it. So
I'm fairly certain that most of what he's talking about is out of narrative, meta 21st century humor. It doesn't have any relevance to what's actually transpiring in game.
Oh, brother.
I feel like something is wrong with the fourth wall. It's gone a bit wonky.
let's go get you some food.
That's the Feywild. That's the Feywild.
It's more like a fourth. It's more like a fourth sliding glass door. Like
we open it whenever we want to. Sometimes we leave it open and let the wind in.
and you can kind of always see through it, but like when it's open,
that's all bets are off.
There ain't even a screen.
All right. Well, now turning to lunchtime, Orion and Malik go to get some food. At the very least, you have access to your other forms of meals, but with the wizards expending a fair amount of their resources, generating food has been fairly simple, to be completely honest.
All we have to do is ask for it, right?
That's really it, yeah. Create food and water is expensive, but I mean, it gets you a lot.
Wait, what do you mean? You're not counting the food that just comes from the mansion?
Oh, yeah, I'm saying like all of your food. Because the mansion's just like a one-time thing, but you had other food reserves. But since you have the wizards now, they can't, like, they were a deus ex machina because you were running out of food. Like, you had your hunting things and this and that were prepared, but it's just proved dangerous. But 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water. Like, I don't even know. How many pounds of food does a person eat in a day? Let's find out. How many pounds of food does a person eat?
It depends on the person.
Yeah, let me tell you, 20.
I think it depends more on the food.
I eat my body's weight. Yes, sir.
So you could eat like 5 pounds of food, which means 45 pounds of food will feed like 9 people. So, okay, create food and water doesn't give you that much. The Magic Mansion thing gives you a crazy amount of food. So, yeah.
I imagine we're all eating smaller rations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like
today you have eaten like kings. To the point where I'm sure it's likely that you've begun discussing the feasibility of doing this on a rotation. It just limits your other magical resources that you can use, obviously.
On a cycle, but I think it's good for morale.
It is. Even if it's like a once a week or every few days, that sort of thing.
Yeah. We'll give it like a catchy name.
Yeah.
We'll have the bards prepare special music for it. How about I'm like maybe I should get Vespa. What if we organized a talent show? Some of the men.
I got this.
Yes, honestly, I think it will do wonders. Truthfully, this would be great. This would be fantastic.
Yeah. That worked.
Okay.
Alright. Okay.
Are we going for like a sort of martial combat sort of thing? Like,
I guess yes, sure. I just thought someone would get up and sing with the bots, but
Bullying is a fucked up thing. Knock me
or
out
or
cold.
career soldiers or peasants
or
we've trained to be soldiers. I don't know how
yes,
many of
no,
them.
no, that's no, Vespa, you're absolutely right. Yes. What was I thinking? And there's a guy in the back who was juggling.
Yeah.
I was getting ready for the singing portion, and it's like, oh, we're not doing that anymore. Oh, okay.
I whispered, no, we still will. We still will. We still will. You know, as much as this is an army, I also wanted to feel like a family. These are Lucinians, largely, many of them, and it may give them a taste of home. And so I think it can be a bit of both a show of prowess and skill, but also just a time of merriment. And I think
Yeah, we could do some sort of Renaissance fair situation where there's a mixture of events.
that. I love that. I think we can do that.
So she's just saying this Catholic one, like they're up to things, they're doing things. We need to catch them. And they're like, oh, we're gonna have a talent show. It's gonna be all nice.
Xerxes is like, I don't know what they're doing in the Feywild, but it can be nothing good. And I
must
won't
be
rest
gathering-
until... No, hold on. Now I'm going to do this.
They must be gathering their forces.
I'm
They're obviously
I'm
implanting
going
sleeper
to do
agents.
this. Just imagine. He's just sitting there with his guards, his elite warriors, and he goes, whatever their plan... You know what? Actually, no, hold on. I have a great idea.
I put him on a tangent.
Literal brilliant idea. Osnick comes over and he says, Malachi, I have an idea.
Yeah?
So, first of all, I know, and I'm just going to throw this out there as something that's happened in the past. We've discussed the dangers of scrying. Essentially, he talked to you about how he's worried that you may be scryed on, especially with Malik, and how he's been out and about, and he's a known enemy of the state, blah, blah, blah. So you've set up protections to make sure Malik can't be scryed upon. So that's number
Right.
one.
And that's also what the private sanctum does too.
Yes, exactly, which is why he's like, this is all good. And so he begins talking to you, and then he says, I was thinking, it's not the easiest spell to cast, but what if we tried scrying on Xerxes? Sure, he has a lot of magical powers, and yes, we need to be on the same plane as him. But if we could, we may be able to learn valuable information. And Steward just so happens to have his crystal ball.
So this could definitely give us a leg up. Why not?
It could be slightly dangerous in the sense that Xerxes could theoretically have contingencies or detection methods to know if he's being scryed upon, but even then, he would only know that we're attempting to gain information from him, at the worst. So I think it could be worth a shot.
I say we try it one time.
Excellent. Do you want to have it set up for tonight?
Sure.
All right. Then we'll meet later. I'll arrange for Steward to have all the physical elements set up. We'll give it a shot. All right, he pats you on the back and then heads back to the study. Okay. Now I gotta read all this stuff here.
So I'm also thinking pie eating contest.
Yeah,
So true.
so true.
There are a number of men who are very strong, so
Mm-hmm.
I think either
Lifting really big objects.
yes, or jousting. Maybe some shows of marksmanship,
Mm.
specifically testing the new rifles.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'd be
Now
fun.
there's a story reason.
That'd be fun.
We-
That'd be fun.
Are somewhat limited in our ammo supplies.
What if we could I suppose we can start with at least the crossbows and the bows and arrows.
All right.
Yes.
You hear a knock at the front door.
That's curious.
Who's going to answer it? All the men just look up and then look over and then slowly look at Malachi and Malik where they're
There
sitting.
are 100 servants here.
Okay, the servants open the door. And in floats Vitrus, who goes, "Oh my! What a magnificent setup we have here! It's been so long since I've thought about this spell. I've forgotten how beautiful it can be. I hope I'm not intruding on anything."
Well, it's not much, It's just a little, what we like to call it home.
"Oh, excellent. May I sit down?"
I so badly want to say can you, but yes.
I thought he already was.
Well, he is, but he pulls up to the table and shoves the chairs aside with his magical floating carpet. Yeah.
Can I sit down? It's just the noise of chairs scraping across the floor.
As they get pushed away by his body and his
Like, I don't know,
flying
can you?
And he says, he sort of taps his hands on the table and says, "My goodness, this is quite magical. I must say, I know you've acquired quite the talent, but I haven't quite been able to have intricately involved discussions with some of your wizard counterparts. I would love to see the brains behind the operation."
Yes, and Mr. Vitris, I would love to just set up a few powwows and so, but with us being, in preparation for attack and war, it's so difficult to get our schedules to match.
And of course, I understand indeed. I am a busy man myself, can hardly spare the time going from to and fro and such.
There's so much bread to deal with.
Oh,
Obviously.
there's always.
Yes. Perhaps if there was some sort of activity that was mutually beneficial to both of us that we could both do together, then we could discuss while we did said beneficial activity together.
I would certainly like that. You see, there's a spell I think I may be able to teach you, though I'm not sure what it would look like for a sorcerer. If any of your wizards are not familiar with it, it is quite powerful.
Well, we'll set something up. Definitely.
Excellent. Just let me know sometimes. I'll be around. But just want to catch up. Must say, impressive place. I like what you've done with it. Also very unobtrusive. Very simple and everything. Always love the spell. So my compliments to the facilitator.
Yes, I will pass that on.
Yes. Well, I suppose there's nothing I don't wish to intrude. I might just take a few things for the going. And he takes some dinner rolls that are on the table and says, "We'll see how these are. I'll let you know. And I may be able to hook you up with some of my own. But anyway, it's good talking to you, and I'll see you around. And goodbye, everyone. Yes, yes." And he sees himself out.
He has unlimited bread, and yet he takes bread from here when he gets the
Pocket dimensions
opportunity.
of bread, and you won't give us any. Like,
I was just about to
The
say,
Troy wanders his way over to the table.
Why would he not take a turkey?
I'm grabbing
leg or something?
a baconator and going pocket dimensions of bread. Come on.
I just
Have you even seen the pocket dimensions of bread? Are we even certain that they exist?
well, no, my
The rumor around the camp.
I opened one of his silos and, well, I lockpicked it. And yes, I can assure you, whatever's in there is not simply normal. They're bigger on the inside, and it's just bread. Walls to walls with bread, all categorized.
So
he's eccentric.
He is eccentric, yes.
my point being, it just he had the chance to grab anything from the spread, and he grabbed the rolls.
Well, that's what I think. I think he was summoned by the bread.
Do you think he knows where all bread within a mile radius is? Like he has some kind of detection system? Bread location, if you will?
I think he has a curse where he can only eat bread. Think about it.
That would make sense. No, I think he might be onto something.
Right. What are the chances you also had a brother?
What?
You know how the Naiad sense warp They're everywhere, and you can sense plant
That's
life.
ridiculous. That's not a thing. First of all, there's no male
Maybe you can
nymphs.
sense. Maybe you
No,
can
it's
sense.
possible you could have some sort of sense, but that's just not normal. That's so strange.
Is there an elemental plane of bread?
I think bread location.
Yes, there is. He's made it himself with all of his pocket dimensions. No, think about this.
Wow.
I don't know much about magic, but you know how the Feywild is all weird and stuff, right? And how you can sort of conjure things out of nothing. What if he's amassed so much bread here that he has created an elemental plane of bread? Is that possible? I don't know. It's not the craziest thing I've heard.
This is the equivalent to us just like crap talking on our lunch break, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Oh my god. You'll never believe what Becky did.
Okay. Vespa, can you check the list? Do we have a Becky?
There's no. Actually, I could check the list. Do we have a Becky?
I don't
The
know.
odds are like almost zero.
We have Argyle Becker, who is Beck in real life, Stahl Becker, and Becker Lyle. Becker Lyle could go by Becky. He's a sergeant. Anyway,
Becker, affectionately known as Becky.
yeah, I'm gonna say goes by Becky. Becker Lyle, human soldier from Gladius. He's from Coruscant. So, there you go. So what did Becky do, Detroit? What did you learn about him?
Well, let's just say that him,
Becky's a he.
that's what I said.
Okay.
And they're sneaking away with a certain somebody.
What?
I am above spreading rumors. I can't believe
AISSING.
I cannot believe you would even spread rumors at the table, but I'm refusing to leave.
Okay. Yeah, these are about how tight the seat should be in actuality. Because each one of these little squares is 5 feet if I pull up the grid.
In a tree.
What are you talking about?
I'm not sure. Well, this has been an interesting day. I'm not sure how productive it's been, but outside of the horrible morning, things have turned out all right. So
We need a day or two like this.
we do, especially with tomorrow coming up. You have the troops scheduled to return. Yes. Yes, you do.
Yes.
Should I confirm with Osnek that he's good to go with that?
Yeah, he'll need a rest, but yes, absolutely.
From what he was talking about, it sounds like he won't be able to take up the mansion and retrieve them on the same day. So no playhouse tomorrow, it seems.
No, that's fine. Again, we do not want to spoil the troops.
But I really am going to miss this. Could you imagine every day spending time in here? It isn't much, but simply having a chair. Look at this, it's beautiful. It's mahogany. He made mahogany tables. The candelabras, the ceilings. Oh, it's just reminds me of home.
Was this Malik or Drya?
This is Orion.
Oh. 0 for 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Orion is like this. Drya is like this. And Malik is like this.
yes,
Very simple,
that's-
darling. I mean, it's very simple, darling.
Yes, it does remind me very much of Lucine and home.
Well, I'm going to go do something somewhere else now. Orion dismisses himself. Okay.
Can I try to follow him?
Yeah, you can try to follow him.
That's what I was gonna do.
He's just gonna go to one of the studies and sit down by the fireplace. Are you following Malachi, Vesper?
Sure.
Okay, so Malachi's following Orion. Alright, who's next in the train, or is the train stop there?
I need another baconator.
I think the kitchen has run out of bacon orders.
Although to be fair, it is a 9-course meal for 100 people. So if you're rationing it out, there's a lot. But the problem is, it's probably like desserts left. Although who knows? Some people might just go on
I
and
gotta
eat
eat a
only
Pizza Hut
desserts.
brownie.
Can you imagine? All that's left is Pizza Hut brownies, sir. No!
I mean, I guess, but like it's kind of mid.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like it's not really moist, and the top is a little too done.
Do you
but
think
I
they
guess
have
I'll have it.
any Domino's lava cakes? Because if I was a Magic Mansion guy, my dessert would pretty much just be Domino's lava cakes. I don't know
Magic
what my
Mansion
main course
guys
would
over
be.
here going like, well, what if there were Domino's lava cakes? Like that's what I would put. You're the guy.
I am the guy. But you know, there's no joke. It's a very serious campaign. We don't do any jokes or joke characters or anything.
Yeah,
like
anyway,
that.
so the talent show is progressing
No
well.
jokes. So anyway, the pie eating contest.
The talent show's not a joke. It's
The
for
talent show is for morale.
it's-
It's not a joke at all. It's good.
It is absolutely serious.
Anyway, you're following Orion to his little seat in the side of his study.
Okay.
He's just looking wistfully into the fire.
I go over, clap him on the shoulder. You were right there.
Yeah, just in thought.
Yeah. Okay. Anything specific? Oh,
Lots of specific things, but no one specific thing. Thinking about my family, my home, our childhood, how much Malik has changed, some for the better, some for the worse. Xerxes, all of this magical nonsense, how bloody hungry I am.
did you not get any of the? I definitely had a cheesy gordita crunch.
He looks at Malachi with a sass eyebrow. Okay.
Yes, I know. If it didn't drain so much energy, I would offer, but
I'm not going to be able to perform at this level for much longer. I'm working off pure adrenaline. And what little sleep I've managed to, sleep.
What about some of the creatures out there?
Oh, I've made some ventures and almost gotten myself killed. But Evan could tell you that. Before Blobbletop arrived, there was some shenanigans. But yes, the problem is, I thought some things would be smart here. Everything's so stupid. And stupid things aren't very nourishing.
Come on. He's smart.
Wait a minute. Not very. I have an idea. It may be cruel, but it would solve the problem. That little goblin whose head explodes.
No.
Is he essentially immortal?
I just say, go right ahead.
All right. That may be a solution.
I'm sorry. I just have to, for legal purposes, get consent.
From him?
Say it in a rhyme. He'll be fine.
Wait, what did you say?
I said, say it in a rhyme. He'll agree, probably.
Oh, I have to rhyme. So, like, I'd like to suck energy out of your head, but I assure you by the end of it you won't be dead.
Or perhaps more of, I have a matter of great need. On your energy, I'll need to feed. Something like that.
That works, yes. Alright. I suppose I could amuse the little thing. Later, I'm going to attempt that when things are a little less busy around here. Alright. So in terms of where we're at, unless there's anything specific that someone wants to do, I am ready to wrap today up and advance to the next day because tomorrow the diplomatic missions return. The only other thing to do tonight is if Osnick and Stewart want to pull out the crystal ball and attempt to scry on Xerxes.
Yeah.
So, that's the last thing. There's some other stuff. They can probably wait till another session. It's stuff that Dumbledore has alluded to, but I mean, we're probably not there yet. I think the diplomatic missions will probably take like a good amount of time. So, at least I would imagine so. And we'll have to determine who we want to be there for that. I don't know if we're going to be able to get around the same plane of existence with scrying. That one makes it rough. I'm trying to think of a workaround. Obviously, if we plane shift, we have the time thing, so that's not going to work.
No. It's not worth it.
I'm debating. I think I could set up a demi plane, but that doesn't solve the problem.
No, I think it's fine, honestly. There's a risk of him knowing we're watching, and I don't want to antagonize him.
Alright, then we'll just cancel that. We do have a crystal ball, though, just so you're aware. Stewart has a crystal ball, for sure.
I would like to scry on the king of the Eladrin, the Summer Eladrin.
Well, then we could just do that tonight instead.
See if there's been any change in him since the dragon died.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be logical for us to try to spy on anybody from the elf group?
Not really, because you know that they shouldn't be here yet if they went through. But what you can attempt to do is try to scry on someone, and if it fails, you know they're not here yet.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's smart.
So that's a way to make sure, and Stewart would recommend that. That's basically a failsafe to make sure, because if it doesn't go through, he has a specific way he can interpret the crystal ball to make sure that works out.
And that doesn't waste resources or...
With the crystal ball, no. I'm basically giving that to you. I mean, Stewart does have spells that are resources, but one, he's not quite as high level, so he's not going to carry in the clutch spells like Osnick and Gareth. But two, he's like a niche specialty guy, and this is the exact type of stuff he does. So, I don't think it's worth... It's like a 5th level thing. It is a resource, but it's frequent enough that you don't really got to worry about it. Because the only thing you actually need... That's why I really love the scrying spell. You just need a special focus. It's the only physical material that you need. It's a focus worth 1,000 GP, and that's a crystal ball. Which is my favorite thing of scrying, because it's just iconic. You can use a mirror, a font filled with holy water. That's stupid. Crystal ball all the way. So... And then it's just verbal magic.
Partial to the magic mirror.
The magic mirror is cool because it's magic mirror on the wall. So that's a nice alternative. But the font with holy water, I mean, I guess that's you look into the waters and you see.
Yeah, you look into the waters.
Yeah, it's
Those
cool. They're cool.
Yeah, it's like what Pocahontas does.
Yeah, but I've always thought if you jostle the bowl at all, the picture's
Yeah,
gonna
it
get
gets
all
all
wobbly,
blurry.
and it's geez, gotta
You just get bad reception. You just adjust the antenna.
Yeah. Okay. Then shall we skip to our scrying session
Or
tonight?
like what Mulan did.
Listen, nobody's with you on the Milan thing. I'm not with you because I ain't never seen the movie, so...
Nobody's with you.
It's Pocahontas or whatever. Pocahontas, Milan. We're in the same spot in my brain. Disney princess. Vaguely anachronistic Disney princess.
You are alone. Your childhood experience was not shared.
No. I definitely saw Pocahontas.
His was. I was not a Disney movie kid. And
I mean, I
even
wasn't
less
really
so a
either.
Disney princess kid. Yeah, I mean, I know very
No,
well.
I guess that's a lie, actually.
Hmm.
I watched Fantasia on VHS 8 times.
They came to me. I didn't go out of my way for them.
2000 or no?
Oh, I don't know.
I had Fantasia 2000, definitely.
Well, your options are 1940, or 2000?
It was definitely 1940.
Do you want to swap out Bloppletup for FS to be present during the scrying session? And do a hot swap, John? That way you don't have to like have two characters. I think it would be more important for FS to
Yeah.
do the scrying session. And then give Bloppletup a little rest.
Yeah.
So we'll set this up on a table. Malik's definitely want to be here. Stuart's going to be at the head. Malik and Malachi will be here. Osnek wants to watch. Dariah really doesn't need to be here, but she can be here if you want her here.
No, she has to help the druids with growing crops.
Yeah, she may as well.
She might be my wife, but she still got work to do.
Yeah, okay. Raven's probably going to be lurking in a corner. Vesper, I imagine you want to be here just to witness it.
Yep.
Because it's pretty relevant information. Meteor is going to chill, and the bards are just in a corner, you know, talking. All right.
Wait. The bards are where?
Just in a corner, talking at a table that's emptied out.
Can they hear us? How?
I mean, if you're being loud, but they're not going to be, like, listening in. I would
I
imagine.
think we might get sensitive information. I think they should leave.
Okay, that's fair. They can go outside.
They're like chilling, and he just looks over and he goes like,
You want to set
he did
Rain
like a
and
hand
Raven
signal,
up
and go,
to guard the
quickly
hallway
pack
to
their
make
stuff.
sure everyone's in their dorms or outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Detroit, shove him in a closet. Osnick's dog can go in here. Orion can go in here. He's not gonna care. Okay. I think we're set up. In which case, let the scrying begin. I don't think I have the map out, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna do Theater of the Mind. Alright.
see 3 seals. They're balancing balls on their noses.
It is evening. Steward is setting up his crystal ball. He says,
I have everything ready. This should be fairly simple, but of course, the one complication, I've never met the man. So, Malachi, have you ever cast this yourself?
Scrying?
Yes.
I think so.
Don't
Or
you,
meant.
you only have up to 4th level spells now, right?
Yeah.
Alright. This should be pretty doable, particularly because we have a crystal ball. We're gonna see. I haven't... Because we already kind of talked about this. You're getting to the point, most of you are getting to the point where your main characters are gonna be level 9.
I have clairvoyance,
Oh, okay.
which is similar.
Okay. So, what you're going to do... Well...
And that's not limited to a plane, actually.
It isn't. No. Oh, clairvoyance isn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that I didn't know. I don't think Stewart uses that. Invisible sensor.
It's more just like a peeping Tom spell, but you know,
Yeah.
that's what divination spells are.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Anyway. Okay, we'll have to think about this then. If you level up, do you get access to 5th level spells?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. I'm thinking how we're gonna do this. I almost think we may as well just try to teach you. And we'll see.
Oh,
I think what's gonna happen is we'll roll to kind of get you set up with it. I won't level you up yet. You'll level up when we do the teleport thing later. But then you can just add scrying to your list of known spells. If you so desire. But in this case, they're going to be trying to teach you, and FS will be there too. So I need you to roll Arcana or equivalent using your charisma modifier as Steward instructs you on how this works. I believe Steward is actually a sorcerer. I need to actually check that. Where do I have that written down? I think that is in the Google Doc I don't have opened.
I guess if I'm using my charisma modifier, should I just roll my persuasion then?
I mean, if it's the same,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. I gotta look at Sorcerers of Mayhem. Where's my members list? Here it is. Steward, Sorcerer. Yep, okay, that's what I thought. So he's even gonna have the same, pretty much the same thing as you.
22.
Yeah, dang, you got some guys you haven't even met yet. I gotta catch you up, because I have 2 more guys from, the Sorcerers of Mayhem that we haven't, collected yet, and they're both sorcerers, actually. So, alright, 22. Excellent. Steward, as obnoxious as he is one of the first people to instruct you like a sorcerer. Osnek, great as he is, and even though he was your teacher, always had to do a little bit more work to put things into your language. But Steward speaks in a way that seems much more natural to you. You pick up on everything he's putting down, and before you know it, you're in the driver's seat, and you know everything you need to do to cast a spell. And it's honestly one of the easier ones that you've learned. The somatic components are super simple, and all just involve rubbing the crystal ball and transmitting your sorceress energy into it to essentially power it to see what you want to see. And everything else is focusing on your target. And it's very similar to clairvoyance. It comes extremely naturally to you. So, there's only one problem. It's a wisdom saving throw. So everything is going to rely on this. You have met the target firsthand. You don't possess anything from him. I could say that you're familiar with the target because you have multiple conversations, but I don't know if you're quite there yet. So it's just going to be a straight roll. I believe the saving modifier...
It's my spellcasting DC.
I believe so. I'm trying to read it because I have save modifiers, but it doesn't tell me what the default save is. Target is effective.
Yeah, I think it would start with my
I would imagine. So we'll go with
17.
that. In which case, yeah, that's not an easy number to beat. So I don't imagine he'll succeed. He rolled a 4, so it doesn't matter what his pluses are. You are going to be able to scry to him. And so, allow me to paint you the picture. The crystal ball slowly materializes, smoke forms within the ball, and then clears to give you a view from the perspective of... Is it the perspective of the king, or do you see him in, like, third person? I don't actually know. What is it?
Whichever, I think. Up to you.
I feel like third person, because I like you being able to see him. Because, yeah, you can see and hear a particular creature you choose. So... You're on a balcony, and you appear to be on the second floor of that palace that you were in, the one where you and Drea were sort of held captive on that first floor, and when he separated you from her. He's standing on the balcony, quietly overlooking his city. From what you can see, there hasn't been a serious, drastic change, but the air is not as dark. It seems that there's a little bit more movement even in the evenings. There are some lights scattered about. There's actual activity, whereas when you were there, everything was very much dead and dejected. Looking out, you're trying to see if there are any signs of life in terms of new plant growth, and there isn't much to see. Particularly, it's a dismal sight looking out past the citadel's walls into the swampy bog that you crossed through to get there, and that is very much in the same state as when you first encountered it. But the city itself, while not markedly physically different, seems to have a new life to it. A dim, faint life, but a life nonetheless, as if the city is slowly waking up.
And are they trying to get into that chamber downstairs or no?
You don't know. All you can see is the king overlooking the balcony. So all you see is the bog outside the city limits, within the walls some lights and some activity as the sun begins to set and the king quietly overlooking his kingdom. He hasn't said a word. It depends on how long you want to keep this up to see if something happens. You can let it last up to 10 minutes if you like.
Yeah.
Okay. So, quietly, you all wait and watch to see if the king will do something, and it's probably a good 3 minutes before he stands up straight after leaving over his balcony, lets out a sigh, and then begins to walk back downstairs. He passes through some corridors you were never through, as it's in the top floor, but then returns to a familiar staircase winding down into his throne room, which is all as you recall, the pure white and the glow of the summer lantern guard around still. He immediately heads downstairs to see a number of men stationed at the door, and he says, "Well, have we any luck? Any word? Anything?" And the head captain of the guard says, "No, sir. The door is not changed or moved. We can still hear and see nothing. It is unlikely that we can get in. We've checked for any sign of spare blood that we could reuse, but the urn, the ritual bowl is drained dry. There's nothing left. It's completely clean. Magically imbued of some kind, designed so that we can't exploit it. It's been some time. It may be safe to assume that they perished, or perhaps they have simply made their own tomb in a new fortress of their own. But regardless, continue to update me if anything occurs. I think we're safe to keep a small rotation of guards here. I don't believe you need to personally oversee this anymore. Get some rest, and we'll see what fortune brings us tomorrow." He says, "Yes, sir." And then he walks back up the stairs with him. And is completely silent. He ends up sitting on his throne. He leans forward. He appears deep in thought, looking out over his front palace door, which is wide open. His summer lantern guard all stoic and completely stationary as they glow fairly brightly across the white marbled corridors. And a few more minutes pass, and the king sits in silence. He shifts position many times. It appears he's deep in thought, but he's verbalized nothing. And after some time, he actually falls asleep in his throne. And that's all there is.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't the most eventful scrying, but I hope we learned something.
I think it's good that
Wow.
they may believe we're dead.
Advantageous as anything else. They are not seeking our demise actively.
Well, a most elaborate palace you wandered yourself into, Malachi. Quite the city. And so much of it in ruin. It's a shame.
Hey. Yeah, Vesper was with us. Okay, I was trying to remember if Vesper was with us in the palace. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, FS was too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Alright. That's your scrying. Anything else you want to do before the day is officially up? Okay. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to go to my quest times here and update it. We're now, gentlemen, officially in August. Sunday, August 1st, 1632. 9 days before the elves emerge on the Cairo Plateau on Tuesday, August 10th.
It's
Whoa.
it's almost
We're-
my birthday.
We're getting there. Malachi's birthday? When is Malachi's birthday?
The 14th.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be after the elves arrive, so we're not doing anything.
I might be
until
dead. I might be dead.
then. Might be dead, you said? Yeah, we'll see. Okay.
Anything can happen.
Well, on the morning, what happens if everyone's in Magic Mansion and then or Magnificent Mansion and then it disappears?
Every single one dead.
No, I think they're shunted out.
Like all
Creates-
pile out of the front door or what?
Everybody's like chilling, everybody
That'd be
like
funny.
cozy, fell asleep, and then just wake up on the ground after a thud.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the spell ends, any creatures or objects left inside the extra-dimensional space are expelled into the open spaces nearest to the entrance. So you're all just gonna get piled out into the ruins
Well,
of the
I
campus.
feel like we would have known what time we needed to get up and out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You would have. So it would have been planned. The men would have been up. You exit the mansion. So do we want to pick up there with exiting our glorious mansion? Oh, this feels so sad. We just got this. It's like a Christmas present, and then it gets taken away from you.
Dryad is dragging me out of the.
Yeah. Orion's just looking on depressed as the mansion is taken away. Everyone filters out, and so you're just left with the remains of your camp. And not 20 minutes after everyone is out, the mansion dissipates into a fine mist and flies away with the faint wind. Now it's back to setting up the camp. And so everybody recongregates, gets their things set up. The forge is going to be reset up again. It was probably in disarray after being destroyed by the winds. But everything is getting on track quickly enough. More importantly, this morning, Osnek is going to go to the new approved location. Hopefully the Raven shows up, which I imagine he does, to assist. The Raven is likely also largely happy with the way the land has improved, and the fact that to the north is no longer poisonous death, and hopefully the elves will be improved now, if the dragon is in fact to blame for much of their shortcomings, aggression, whatever it may be. So overall, everyone's in fairly good spirits. Crunkmeyer's cleaning up. He's got a ton of work to do now because everything is a mess. And yeah, we're doing all right. And Danuk, I just haven't really dealt with. He's probably talked to Malik and like no one else. So yeah.
Woo!
But other than that, are we ready to get on with the reuniting of our boys?
Yeah.
All right. I imagine Vesper is going to want to be in on this meeting because he sent the deployments out. Gosh,
Yep.
the whole mansion's just gone. This sucks. I'm actually mad. Like, it was so nice. It was just a bunch of little squares. But it's like, oh, yeah. I think what I need to do, I'm going to write it on my to-do list now before I forget. I'm going to make like a 2-scale version of this plateau. So there's a little bit more wiggle room and it can feel like a real base. Make a full-scale version of Beatrice's farm. Because, I mean, it does the job. I just want it to feel, I don't know, more like a real spot instead of just clumps of goofy-looking tents. And everybody's clumped up on this little corner. But, anyways, Cassie's Finch doesn't need to be here. So I need to get Malachi, Vesper, probably Malik, probably Orion, probably, I don't know, who else do we need on this meeting? We want Beta here? Probably relevant to him. He's one of your brigadier generals. I imagine you pretty much want your generals and brigadier generals on this. Which, or leaders, yeah, I guess. It's basically Malik. Robin and Infernus have kind of been demoted. Same as Danik. Like, they're still there, but it's not their pony show anymore. Yeah, the only other candidate I would recommend is maybe Beta.
Yeah, take Beta.
Okay. It's probably going to be U5. And Detroit and Bloppletup and FS can, I don't know, eat dirt or something in the background. Alright, buckle up, boys. This will probably be the last thing we do tonight. And
I
then.
thought general.
What's up?
I thought Blappletup was like a high-ranking person too.
I think he's a general. Let me sort by occupation. Brigadier General. I don't think Bloppletup You know what? I don't even think he's in here. He's not even on the
Yeah.
document.
Means he's fired.
I think some party members I never got on the document. So he doesn't have an official rank, actually.
Yeah, like Capo Mikey.
He would be a general.
bro.
Captain Mikey. I'll put him on as a brigadier general, just so he's here. Because I'm gonna have to edit some other stuff too. Leader, origin, 3 question marks, brigadier general. Race, 3 question marks. Age, 3 question marks. Oh, age only has 2 question marks. Okay, excuse me. Alright, he's on here. Get these guys. Some of these, well, we'll get there when we get there. This will be interesting. This is some interesting logistics that are going to happen. Alright. Where do you guys want to meet? Where do you want to do this?
Don't we need to get them from somewhere?
That is what Osnek and Garfield are going to do.
Okay.
You need both of them because the quantity of people you're picking up. They have a predetermined location, so if everyone shows up, they're going to go there, plane shift, and then it should pretty much be good. Plane shift back, and then they're right on the Ravens back, heading away.
Was Siobhan and Groucho coming back too?
That is another discussion that we would have to have. It is the Ravens are not going to go on the material plane; they refuse. So what that means is you have to have a way to physically get to where they're at, and I don't know if you know where they're at because no sendings have been out. What Osnet could do, because he did meet Groucho the one time, it was just a while ago. He could attempt to send to Groucho to ask where he is, and then you could plan a separate pickup for them.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Because they're pretty much we're dedicating most of their spell slots to get this done, but sending's 3rd level, I can just burn that pretty quickly.
Yeah, let's bring our kids home. Let's
Yeah.
get our troops home.
I don't think if I do the math, there's 2 plane shifts. That's the most expensive thing. And I mean, if they don't teleport and they just ride the Ravens back, it won't be terrible because they'll only have to use 2 plane shift spells. So they could maybe teleport to Groucho. In fact, let's discuss this now, because this probably would have been discussed before as well, because it is possible. I could pull this together. If we have this orchestrated and the logistics go well, the Raven will loan a few of the other giant Ravens to fly them to the Feywild version of the pickup zone. They'll plane shift. The first time Garfield will plane shift, so that's his 7th level spell gone. If everyone's there and all goes well, that's good, but we'll hold off. Osnek can try to teleport to Groucho and then teleport back. That's his 7th and 8th level spell slots gone. But he'll have Groucho and Siobhan. And then Garfield will plane shift again. So Osnek is teleporting and burning himself out. Garfield teleports and burns himself out minus his 9th level spell. Osnek doesn't have that, so it's his 7th and his 8th, and he's tapped. And then they can all fly back on the Raven's back. That's assuming the sending goes through, and Osnek can reliably teleport on target to Groucho without getting in trouble.
Are they still at that church or no?
They are, but you don't know that. So you would largely be relying on Osnek to make a gut decision. If the sending goes through, he'll have to determine if it's worth the risk to try to get Groucho. And then weighing that risk, he'll have to teleport to him, hope he's on target, and then if he is, returning back should be easy because he's very familiar with Gareth / Garfield. But it can be dangerous in terms of misfires of getting to Groucho, and it could be dangerous depending on where Groucho is. What do you think?
I think once they do the sending, he can make the assessment.
Alright, we will go with that. In which case, this is a busy morning for Osnek and Garfield. Say your prayers, because this is obviously very important. Alright. Big Raven.
Roger gets cut in half.
That's probably not one of the possibilities.
And we'll go so hard.
It would
But-
go pretty hard. 2 big ravens are being loaned. Big ravens will fly out to the location, and I'm probably not gonna do anything other than make rolls. It is last time we picked up with Grouger and Siobhan. I'm not sure what they're doing because it's probably been a while, so let's check in on them before I cast that sending. I believe in the Court of the King. We left off on Tuesday, July 27th. So it hasn't been too long for you guys. It's now Sunday, August 1st, which means another church service. Grouger had his run-in with the, what's his name? A while
The
ago.
what's his name?
You know, the bandage guy. That was that whole thing, and then he escaped.
The
with,
name,
like, literally
that's
one
what's
hit
it?
point. That's what's it. Did he give you his name? I don't even know if he did. I have his name.
No.
It's Whitney Wood. I don't think he gave you his name. Anyway, what do you think you've been doing since Tuesday the 27th to Sunday, August 1st, Grouger? In your asylum. Not your literal asylum, obviously, but your metaphorical asylum. What have you been up to?
I've been recounting the events of yesteryears.
That's fair. Oh yeah, Siobhan's aunt is here. I wonder what we'll do with her.
I'm quite a poet now.
I think she's probably not going to be able to stick around Siobhan the entire time. So if Grouger's writing us stuff, Elian's probably going to have to tell Siobhan that like she needs to go back if she isn't already fired and like get money, or otherwise she's going to have to pretty much up and leave Lucine, which she's willing to do with Siobhan.
Or my
If she
prison
wants to see
workout
her
arc.
mother. Yeah, you go ahead with that. What do you think? What's the plan?
I mean, I think you mean like this is assuming they know about ascending, or is this just
They
like
don't know about ascending.
what
They don't know any of
happens
that.
in general?
Yeah.
In general, I imagine she like goes to work and she like she goes to work and then she might visit. I don't think she would just know if she would stay with her the whole time.
Only for like that weekend, and then she would have to be like, "Hey, I can't be here. You're safe with your uncle, I hope."
And like some of the half elf people who are here and
Yeah. So, she'll probably visit. In which case, if it's Sunday, she's probably visiting. Although, no, who am I kidding? She's going to be busy. Sunday's going to be crazy on show days. So, no, she's definitely not here. She's in the theater. In which case, it's just going to be you and Grouger. I think probably downstairs is what I would imagine.
My prison workout arc.
Mm-hmm. In separate rooms. So, are you working out or are you writing on Sunday late morning after the church service wraps? What are you doing?
I'm like shadow boxing the wall.
Okay.
This is
Yeah. Great. Brilliant. All right. Creature with which you're familiar. This is it. It goes right to Grouger. The sending will go through perfect. All right, Grouger. As you're shadow boxing the wall, you hear a voice in your head. Grouger! It's me, Osnick, the wizard. We met a while back in Coruscant. I'm in Feywild with Malachi.
He's really lucky I wrote him down.
Yeah. I can come get you. Where at? You can respond.
Yeah. How would I Church of Coralon.
Yeah, but where's the Church of Coralon?
Did you want the address?
You could tell him it's in Lucine. In the heart of Lucine.
In the heart of Lucine. 673 Baker's Avenue.
You could probably get the address, actually.
Yeah, but does that help?
I don't know, but go get it.
All right.
It feels like a lane, like a Corlon lane or something.
Forlon Lane.
All right, I'm walking out of the room. I'm
100
gonna like wipe the sweat from my brow,
Yeah.
all cool, like, cause I'm
Yeah.
the coolest.
Mm-hmm. All right, you walk upstairs, you head outside, you read the sign, and then you finish your sending, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
734 Coralon A Baker Street.
Oh boy. Single object.
All right. Well, I'm not an object, so.
I'm thinking. I'm just looking, making sure.
And Siobhan's definitely not an object, so.
To a destination
about
you
that.
select. The destination must be known to you, on the same plane of existence you. Your familiarity with the destination determines whether you render successfully. Alright. You gave him a description. He's
How do you want me? What does he want me to take a screenshot?
No. I just gotta...
All right, I'm taking a screenshot.
This is rough. This is real rough.
How would
That's
you?
all I have is a description.
What do you like?
Just
Would you like press both of your earlobes and blink really fast?
let me think. I gotta figure out if this is doable. There's a good chance that it results in a mishap. There's
Uh-oh.
a good chance that it results in a mishap.
Someone's turning into a frog.
I just gotta... Okay. It's not like... Oh, man, I really gotta think. This is not an easy decision for Osnick to make. This is not an easy decision for us. Alright. Let me rewind the clock, because Osnick would have told Malachi. Here's the danger. Osnick will say this, alright. If all he has for where Grouger is a description, there's a 43% chance that something will go wrong. And otherwise, it'll probably be mostly fine.
The risk is too high.
Okay.
Is there anywhere near there that Osnick would know?
He's thinking. He's certainly been in Lucine before. If he's seen that church once, casually, it improves his chances to 33%. Not great. And the problem is, you can end up in a similar area that's similar thematically, but he could literally end up in a church on the other end of the world, not even on Mandril. That's the issue. So, it gets difficult. I really stand by it. It's a 43% chance.
Bucket we ball.
I want to take it, but it's tough. Now the thing is, in the worst case scenario, Osnick can try it, and if it goes horribly wrong, he can reliably teleport back to Gareth. Like, reliably. So.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
You got another idea before Osnick canonically departed for this?
Yeah, this is just a long shot. It's something that maybe he would have asked.
If you have any items of Grouders?
Well,
Here's this lock of hair we stole.
I was thinking that, or also if it is a Church of Coralon, if they have any connection to the Chiral Plateau or anything, there's no chance, perhaps, maybe they have a teleportation circle or no?
No. The elves wouldn't do that. It would be far too risky.
Okay. Then maybe we do have something of Rogers.
Maybe. I don't know.
You only missed stuff?
No, like if
If
we've
you
all
left
shared
something in the camp, or yeah. Like, where's the helmet of melting balls?
That's stolen by the guards.
By the government? No. The government, no.
Okay. I have rations in my bag that we all shared.
No, I don't know. No,
What are the chances that
no, that's not. No,
I've got 8?
These got Roger smell on them.
I'm trying. All right, here's the thing. I think here's what Osnick would say. There's a good chance that the teleport goes wrong on the way there, but it's a very low chance it would be something so bad that it kills me, or that I can't just immediately teleport back to Gareth. I think it's worth it, because even if it goes wrong, I tried, and then I get back to Gareth, and then we pick up right where we left off with the people that we came for.
Okay, fine. Take the chance.
All right.
Well, Osnick is dead now.
All right.
Yeah.
I rolled.
I know that's what I'm terrified about.
I rolled horribly.
Psionic space sniper
not
shot
good.
him in the head.
We're not getting Rogers. Not good. It went real bad. It went real bad. Let's just say if I was rolling for divine intervention, I would have got it. But in this case, that's very bad and no good. No good at all. All right. I gotta look. I gotta look at one more
Osnick
thing.
comes back, but now he's like green. He's he's
Okay.
ballad swapped, and now he's dark at a dark Asnick, and he wants to help.
Okay.
Yellovania starts playing.
He's evil.
All right. It's not great. After quite a few, not quite a few hours, it's actually probably only a few minutes realistically. You hear a sounding from Osnick, and he says, I'm alive, didn't get Groger. Things went very badly, but I'm fine. We
How
have.
badly?
I'm not done talking.
Oh,
We
okay,
have
wait. I forget.
It's ascending. We have the dwarves and 3 other people on our way back now. All right.
Okay.
You wait with bated breath the arrival of the ravens. Eventually, they pull up. They dismount,
I'll pull up.
and
Skirt.
from them come these NPCs with such lovely and wonderful names. Grunnel, the dwarf. Gentle. What the heck is that? I'm abbreviating all of these. These are horrible. Daron.
You're being rude.
Yes. Lil Juke.
Little Jude.
Soban.
So fun.
Drig.
Yeah.
And Masher.
Mash.
Also joining you is a small group that... Where are they? There they are. Oh wait, there's way more people than I thought. Oh no, there is a bunch of people. Tommy Oliver. Oh no, wait, no, he's in here. Never mind. It's the other guy. There he is.
Death.
That guy. Death for Tommy Oliver.
Hey.
Anthony Bertoli. Boom.
I think Tommy Oliver committed suicide like a year or 2 ago.
No. Geraldo Wise. Corporal Callahan. I guess I'll give them their actual titles. Corporal Wise, who's a human male, I believe. Corporal Callahan, who's a human female. And Sergeant Key, who was recently promoted. This is who you have returned to you. Osnick is not in great shape. Stumbles forward and says, I would like some healing, if possible.
I say no because I told him he shouldn't have taken. Anyway, no, I send him over to Bubbletop.
Okay. Great. Good. Alright, Osnick finds Bloppletop and goes, Bloppletop, good man, can you fix my weary old bones?
Sure.
Oh, thank you. This is what
Does,
happens when you try to teleport to a location which you are not very familiar.
Gives you a good old cure wounds.
Would you believe me if I told you I saw a Tarask?
Oh, what?
You don't know what a Trask is?
Oh, you're healed for 13 hit points.
Oh, that's not enough. Wait, let me roll. That might be enough.
You can go to sleep.
Oh, that is enough. I rolled a 9, a 2, and a 1. All right. Well, that worked. Thank you. Well, don't worry about it. I didn't see a Trask anyway. I thought I would get a rise out of you, but it's fine.
All right.
All right.
He goes back to like staring at a piece of rock or something.
Yeah. Okay. Now, your party is here. And the dwarves walk up and they say, actually, who's our leader guy? I think
Who are these people?
It's Growl. You don't know who the dwarves are? I gotta look. Oh, I literally have to look at the roster because that's where their notes are. Minor. Leader. Gentle. Gentle steps forward, a stout little dwarf with gray hair and a short beard, and he says, "Well, we're back, sir. Things went very poorly." And Anthony Bertoli steps up and says, "Sir, I'm happy to tell you, things did not go that poorly for us. Although we did lose Private Jefferson, who was killed in action, sir. The rest of us return to you healthy."
Against what foe?
That will be a bit of a story. Well, I have a lot to talk about. So how are we doing this?
Let's hear the bad one first.
Well, everything out there, horrible. I tell you, I owned a mining company in Molderdom for many years. My name's Gentle Giant. You may have heard of me. I was a rich man, Tweedledum. Pints of gold between my thumbs. Not pints. What are they called? Coins? No. What's the word Grunel, what's the word I'm looking for? Pieces? Pieces of gold betwixt my hands. I'm sorry, I'm not fluent in common. But, anyway, he claps his hands together. My mine was stolen years ago by King Xerxes. I never forgave the bastard for it. I went back to Molderdon, and what do I tell you is going on there? Gold being excavated. Gold the likes of which I never seen, that those hills should have never had, and I never found. And I know how to look for gold. You can smell it. But they're carting them off. They have everything monopolized. Nothing there for me in Molderdon. Me and the boys couldn't get a word in, let alone show our faces. It was horrible. Check the hills around, nothing. Those mountains are barren. Check the one mountain above Lake Aspen, barren. Checked all around the woods, stumbled upon a village of halflings. Horrible mayor, awful man, terrible experience. Surrounded by mountains, no gold, no silver, not even a speck of coal. There's nothing out there, I tell you, nothing.
Huh.
That's about all there is to say. Unless there's gold in these hills, I got nothing for you. Sorry to disappoint.
Well, I'm welcome to let you try these hills if you feel so inclined.
It's clear to me that nothing in the
And he speaks in Dwarvish and he goes back to Grunel.
material plane. Nothing in the material plane is going to help us. So if we got to do it in the Feywild, then fine.
Mm-hmm. We're looking at setting up a bunker somewhere anyway. Yes.
That'd be doable. I've contracted things like that before. Most of what I do is mines, but I have some brothers who were masons, and I got some good men for jobs like that. Little Juke is quite the mason himself. He's a fine young boy.
We also are looking to create a forge, so...
That is something I'd happily discuss with Grylgar. Well, anything else you need from me?
No, thank you. You've done very well. Go get some rest, and thank you again.
Alrighty. Boys, let's find somewhere to lay our weary heads.
Alright, and then he heads down to a little tent, and he gets him and his mining crew set up. Alright. Sir, is it time for our report?
Yes. Where's this accent from?
I don't know.
No. I mean, like, where is this character from?
I forget. He's one of the royal houses. I'm pretty sure Roshan.
Oh, okay. So he's just like
Roshan is kind of a hodgepodge of people and things.
Oh. I thought you were just doing that to demark where he came from. That's fine.
Nope. His name is Anthony Bertoli. So,
Yeah, he's from Roshan.
he's from Roshan. He's Roshan. Anthony Bertoli is Roshan. No, that's good. I keep that. All right. So, it was a long and difficult task. We were assigned by General Ink Talon to investigate the possibility of amnesty from House Roshan, which, as you know, is headed up by Sarif. Oh gosh, where's my freaking document? I gotta read 8 million things. Which, as you know, is headed up by Sultan Narif Roshan, who is their leader. The Sultan, for those of you who aren't aware, is a very no-nonsense man. He protects himself at all costs. Very pragmatic. Always serves his own interests. I myself think I am a convincing speaker. I meet with Sultan before. He is not a stranger to me. Corporal Wise has a tongue of his own. Is scared the Sultan. We talk to him. We walk in to tell him a bit of our story. I am an honest man. I know he is not the biggest fan of Xerxes, but he's very stubborn man. He says he will not help us. He will not kill us. He will not run after us, but he will not help us unless we stop assassination attempt against his life. The Sultan says he knows there's plot against him because a prophet come. He says he is from Moonlord, and he says he'll tell his life will be taken by the Moonlord's finest warrior. The Sultan then says that he went to Xerxes, who ignored him, and he said these empty threats. But the Sultan is greatly fearful for his life. So he says if some heroes like us could find the finest warrior of the Moon Lord, stop the assassination, he joined the alliance. Otherwise, he do nothing. So I try to talk to him more and tell him that we look for him after he joined the alliance and this and that. Corporal Wise chime in, Corporal Callahan chime in. Oladel did not say anything, nor the private key. We are the diplomatic people, my corporals here, they try very good, they try very hard, but there is nothing. So I make executive decision, agree to help him look into the assassination. So there is little, I hesitated to call it village. Outside of main house of Castle Roshan, there is a clump of houses for a group of farmers. And we start asking around there. There are some caves too in the hills around the area. This is important. We go to look into it. The first thing we find is some cultists. We go round them up. We kill some of them. The private key killed some of them very quickly, very easy. We interrogate them. Corporal Wise interrogates. We find out the finest warrior is a man named Gabriel. And Gabriel is in a separate village, few miles out, and it is by a cave. We go to village, we find out he's not there. We have idea to check the cave. We think that's possible, so we check the cave, scout it out, and Gabriel is in the cave. We did not know at the time. He's a very scary looking man. He's very tall, very thin, but a black armor and the disgusting very curved sword, and he traces with his finger. The sword looks like crescent moon. Big sword, the great sword. So they go in there, they take him on.
He was horrifying. He's got some kind of magic, something else. The good thing, the Sultan gave us some equipment to help. My life saved by this. And then he holds up a little like pendant amulet and he says, Gabriel stabbed me with his sword. This thing rejuvenate me so I not die. This from Sultan. He saved my life because his generosity. He gave us these items to help us fight the Moon Lord warrior. But what really saved my life is Sergeant Key, who takes sword from the Sultan and slashes him and he paralyzes him. And once he paralyzed from that hit, it was over. But at that point, he had already killed Private Jefferson. It was very sad, but it's over very quickly. He cannot ask for much more. There's still four of us are still standing. After that, we bring head to Sultan. We prove it is the real warrior of the Moon Lord, and they bring him the robes. And the Sultan is true to his word. He is not to openly oppose Xerxes, but he is with the revolution in the sense that he has indebted his life to us. And so, us Roshan essentially with us. There is other problem, but outside of my purview. Reason it takes so long for us to get back is good thing you delayed. Is because my corporals defy my command. And they know this. The others went to House Taylor. It was three men, Captain Oliver and two bright young soldiers I had spoken with very briefly. Two brothers, Mosaski brothers, both privates, I think, at first became sergeants. Spoke with them very briefly. We had not seen them in the meetup in the woods during our first rendezvous. And corporal-wise, I let him tell it. You decide what to do. Corporal-wise, tell him.
Do I have permission to speak, generals?
Yes.
Thank you. My compatriot Corporal Callahan and I were concerned at the disappearance, or rather the fact that the other group had not shown at the rendezvous, and inquired of Captain Bertoli if we could investigate or see if they were all right. We said it could just be a few of us, the other could stay to ensure we can report, but that at least the two of us wanted to go investigate. I acknowledge that Captain Perdoli gave us the standing order to remain in the woods for the rendezvous, which we did defy. Corporal Callahan and I went to investigate the situation at House Taylor. It wasn't too far. It did delay things quite a bit, but that night we set out. It was a long walk, but we walked through the night and were there within a little over a day. First thing we did was ask around. It wasn't subtle, but we took off our uniforms and blended in as much as we could, trying to be as covert as possible. Some individuals did say that they had seen lots of people in Taylor guards. We went in to House Roshan wearing our Roshanian uniforms, as did the members of House Taylor. So I was asking specific descriptions. I myself was good friends with the Mosaski brothers. So I knew what they looked like and could give accurate physical descriptions. We didn't really have any luck in that sense. We were able to acquire some House Taylor uniforms and infiltrated our way into the house, but not before finding out that Duchess Griswire Taylor was no longer the reigning Duchess. She has been replaced by a man I am largely unfamiliar with, but found out is Edward Blackthorne. I'm not familiar with this family, or if they were nobility or in line with House Taylor of any sort, but I didn't attempt to speak with him. It seems that most everyone I knew that used to be serving within that noble house is gone. I know a few men in there, none were left. And Lord Blackthorn is not someone I wanted to challenge. With the Duchess, I would have at least been able to potentially inquire and gain some ground, but with her being out of sight, I have no idea what became of the Masaski brothers or Captain Oliver. But I did find it useful at least to report that Duchess Griswire Taylor is no longer the leader of House Taylor.
Hmm.
And Callahan hasn't said anything. Anthony is waiting. Malik is thinking. And he does say, defying the orders of your immediate commander does warrant a court martial. You're aware of this, yes? Yes, sir. Yes. Stay there a moment. I think it's best that we discuss with our... Allow us a moment. All right, and Anthony takes them over and just has them stand for a bit. All right, what do you guys want to do?
Well, the rules are in place for a reason. I see no reason not to uphold them.
They did give us fairly valuable information. The fact that Duchess Griswire is out of the picture is quite concerning. It shows Xerxes may be taking a more direct attempt to manipulate the houses. House Tiana already fell with Gingle, little goblin boy. I wouldn't be surprised if he simply installed another puppet, which could be useful in us building allegiances with the former members who were loyal to the actual Taylor family. I say it's worth pardoning them, perhaps. I don't think the captain made the right call. It doesn't matter whether the captain made the right call. The fact is that the captain made the call and they ignored it, and that's not something that can be allowed to happen.
Yes, if we pardon them, then it sends a message that defying orders for the quote unquote greater good will be unpunished, but we can't rely on everybody's judgment.
I think court-martialing them is a little extreme. You could demote them to privates. Well, they shouldn't be demoted, they should be expelled. They don't need to be killed, but they shouldn't be in our army.
Well, the problem there is expelled to where?
Simple. On a day when we don't need them, have Osnick take them somewhere out of the picture, or leave them in the Feywild for all I care. But they're not staying here.
I have heard of people wandering back into the material plane after being lost in the Feywild for a time. It wouldn't be a death sentence.
It wouldn't. It seems quite harsh. We've already lost men to some of the wildlife out there, and if we stray outside of what little protective zone we've set up, I don't think they have much of a chance at all. It's unnecessarily cruel. It's not unnecessary, it's entirely necessary. Well,
Anybody else have any thoughts?
I mean, Malik immediately looks at Malachi.
I leave this up to you.
Well, then it's fairly simple. Vesper and I are in agreement. We're the highest ranking officers. Unless Beta, you have something else to say? No. Fairly straightforward. Well, not settled. They're court-martialed. They won't be killed, but they can't stay here. And if we're not getting them back to the material plane, they're leaving this camp. They're lucky to have their lives.
How about we see what else they could be useful in, maybe not the field. Maybe we put them to work helping to manage crops and so on. Instead
Or
of an
better.
active.
Okay, that's workable. Better idea. Why don't we put them to hard labor with the dwarves?
Hmm.
They're not going to want to exit the Feywild. They know how dangerous it is out there. We'll still feed them well, but they're not in the armor anymore. Make them a worker.
I While I agree, I think we're in almost more need for more hands on deck for growing food.
Don't we have wizards that have invalidated that problem?
For now.
For now. We'll keep them flexible. We don't have to expel them, but they're not in my hierarchy anymore. They're going to be working hard. Like I said, it's lucky they have their lives. If they defied an order of one of Xerxes' captains, their head would be off, and they know it. But I can't have them thinking that I run a joke of an army around here. There are still rules, and they need to be followed. I may not be Xerxes, but I'm also not a fool. Hierarchy needs to be respected.
Yeah, hierarchy.
All right, then it's settled. Put them to work. I'll handle everything from here. Unless anyone has anything else, I'll make sure it gets sorted out. All right, gentlemen. Dismissed. All right, he heads over to talk to Anthony and gives the news to Corporal Hallahan and Corporal Wise, who are no longer going to be corporals.
How mad are they?
They're not happy. Callahan is a little bit more upset than Wise. Wise looks like he really knew this was coming and is totally okay with it. All right, I do think I'm gonna put them in maintenance for now. Just mark them as that. No longer corporal, still origin house or shine.
That can help Crunkmeyer clean up after the storm.
That's probably literally the first thing they're gonna do. Damn straight. All right, they're dismissed. Anthony, on the other hand, I think he can return. If I recall, he was in charge of. Yes, he's an officer for Canis. He was the captain for Canis. Thaddeus Gilmore was the captain in his stead. Thaddeus is going to be demoted to a master sergeant. Which is a little weird because he was a captain before, but there's just not a need for that many captains right now. So that's just what it's going to be. He can stay in the unit and he can be Anthony's second. But if he has any problem with that, Anthony was there first, so there should be no complaining, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, you have a major. It's very strange. You have a few majors. I think only 4 or so. I'll have to look if I go by the rank here. Lots of corporals. Yeah, you have 4 majors. One is Michelo Vidovici. One is Archie from House Zara. One is Tommy Oliver, who's presumably dead after what you were just told. And one is Alter Vanderbilt from Koenigsegg. Just so you know, most of your majors are managing your captains and doing other lower level logistics. Pretty much drop down to them from the colonels or directly from Malik. Most of the time, though, Malik will give things to colonels. I think there are even fewer colonels, if I recall. Yeah, you're down to 2 colonels. It's Cassius Finch and Victor Verkum, both guys from Koenigsegg that Malik knows. So just so you're aware, Malik does logistics. Sometimes he'll do interactions with the troops like that when it matters. Otherwise, he delegates to his 2 colonels, which talk to the majors, make sure they're good, and then the majors talk to the captains. Captains talk to the troops. It's possible that the role of colonel isn't necessarily, or the role of major isn't necessarily necessary. Yeah, but we'll just leave that where it is for now.
Necessarily necessary.
It's not necessarily necessary. I think that might be most of what we have. The only thing I was gonna say is Nestor Key has a sword that he was not using before, and Anthony Bertoli has that pendant. If you don't require them to give it up, they're not giving them up. But they did get them as gifts from the Sultan.
I would
Um,
like to have them screened.
Okay.
yeah,
To make sure they're not under any magical effects or anything like that.
yeah.
All
I would
right,
like
yeah.
to cast eye on those.
Yeah, that's definitely fine.
If we didn't have that magical protection field is still up, right?
I don't think so. I believe
think
it only lasts a day or so.
I think we can
Because
add that to my list of daily things.
You can
I
just do that, honestly, and then have a safe working zone around a good chunk of the camp.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
those items would be prime items for scrying.
That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
Okay. Upon using Identify, Anthony gives you his pendant, which is a periapt of wound closure.
Oh,
Extremely valuable. It did save his life, so he's a little sad to give it up, but he understands. Nestor Key would love to keep his sword. It is a blade of holding. It has an innate cast of hold person that activates on a slash in a certain number of charges per day. It's a weak DC, but it'll paralyze your target on success. And then any hit against them will obviously crit after they're paralyzed.
I think
Neat.
I don't want to promise him that we'll give it back to him,
Mhm.
but I think that we want to look into making ourselves.
Okay. This guy, Anthony will tell you, should be a master sergeant and is one of the most competent fighters he has ever seen. I mean, he'll probably tell that to Malik, but just so you know, him having that sword is not crazy. There's also a reason that when the Sultan offered that, Anthony immediately gave it to Key. Because as sad as it is that Liddell died, Liddell was not the greatest warrior. Key is essentially the reason that they're all alive. Key and the pendant are the reason that everyone's alive.
Sick.
Well, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I think we all know that Roger is the greatest warrior. So,
Okay. Sure.
Roger has my flame tongue sword and he doesn't use it, so
Now, it is possible that
I say my,
you
but
could try to go for Grodger again. Osnek is willing to try again.
I, 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 I also would really like to. If we're working on the forge, we have sorcerers. We can start to try to make at least one or two. Um, like especially this would be easier because we'd just be like trying to replicate something than coming up with something from
You
scratch.
could try that. In terms of magical weapons, you're not there yet. Malik will have told you you have a forge up and running, with the extent that I think Stewart is actually helping out with that. Stewart casts heat metal, and that allows Ryogar to make some stuff. It's not the most exciting thing for him, but it's given you a lot of better spears, and you've started to make long swords. So it is possible.
yeah, once Rainy gets back, we'll have an artificer.
We'll talk about that. I may have to nerf her.
What?
So the problem is, one, I hate artificers, but the reason I hate artificers,
God.
the reason I hate artificers is specifically when artificers use non-magical things to do stuff. The reason that's important is because I have worked for 2 years to set up the Nation of Steel as technologically 200 years ahead of Mandril. As long as Rainey doesn't completely invalidate that, it's fine. But I have to review what she has because I didn't look over it with a close eye.
Nah, she uses magic like a battery. Like it's not she's not using technology. It's just like storing and releasing magic in specific ways,
That should be fine.
guided by runes that she carves into her armor and stuff.
That's pretty much what we have to talk about. Because I doubt that any of the mechanics that you have set up are going to be the problem. It's just going to be the meta explanation for how that works. That mostly sounds safe. because the only other thing I said that's super meta knowledge, but it's really irrelevant for all your characters. The UCCS is at a point where they have discovered electricity and have started to roll it out in mainland, which is something that obviously no one else here has or should ever have. It's okay if Rainey understands it like shocky thing power stuff, but it's not like you could generate that mechanically or anything of the sort. Like that would be like, oh, that's ridiculous. Like it's all magical in that sense. Then it's safe.
Yeah, she has the like shock the lightning launcher
Oh
gauntlets,
yeah.
and I flavored that as her storing her own lightning breath in scales that she put in her gauntlets,
Magical skill.
and then like
that works.
magically releasing them.
That works. That should be fine. That's the kind of artificer I like because you're just using magic in a creative little trinkety way.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a mistake to flavor them as like, ooh, the tech guys, because it doesn't.
Yeah.
If you try to do it that way, it doesn't really work that well.
No, I never loved that. But okay, I think we're in a pretty good spot. There's probably going to be a more substantial time skip further on. The only question is going to be whether we're okay with Osnak trying to go back for Groger, which I can do over the next few days. Like, it's really not that dangerous. It sucks when it fails, but again, all that happens is he gets teleported to some crappy location, takes force damage, and then teleports back. As long as he has Gareth or some other thing to reliably have him teleport back, it's fine. It's just he's burned his spells for that day, so no Magic Mansion for, until Grouger gets back. Then he can become a dedicated Magic Mansion guy or whatever.
Oh, we said we're doing it once a week, maybe.
Yeah.
So they're not getting it every day anyway.
I want a Magic Mansion on the weekends,
Who are you? No.
Well, the other reason it's actually
Magic
important.
Pride House.
The other reason it's important is it feeds everyone for a day. Almost.
That will make them work harder. It's more of a reward.
It is true.
What kind of ship do you think we're running here? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's called a labor camp for a reason.
Listen, Orion just got a taste of the good life,
And I'm not seeing any labor going on.
Yeah.
I literally.
Okay. So, in the future, what we have on the docket,
Noted.
we have a few time skips. We got to teach Malachi the teleport spell. That's on the to-do list. Vitrus's Forge is on the to-do list. Getting Groger's on the to-do list. The elves arriving in 9 days. All on the to-do list.
I will figure out how a gun works.
You will
I swear
one day. I also did pick out people who are proficient with a rifle. I think you have 8 or 9 of them so far. So, not insubstantial. And one of those is already your medic, meaning that he could be a field medic, technically, with a rifle. So, very doable.
Sick.
Anyway, I think that's about it. We'll pick up probably next week. 2 weeks from now is a no-go. We can discuss doing Tuesday, January 30th as an alternative, perhaps. But we'll get there when we get there. For now, that marks the end of session 35, and we'll see you when we see you.